What's up? How's it going,
Hello.
Jason?
How you doing, Ruben?
I'm doing just dandy. Glad to see you here with me. So happy to have you. It's been a long time, by the way, since your last appearance.
Yes, sir. And thank you very, very much for asking me back. Thank
Oh,
you.
my pleasure. My pleasure. Remind me though, was your last, because you made, I think, 2 or 3 appearances. Your last one, was that not the one for the art drop for Mike's art also?
I think it was actually we had a conversation that one because we had the
That
mic
was
stuff.
that came after when we had our hangout episode where we just hang out for a couple of hours.
Yeah,
That came after you had already been on for
the
the
retrospective from Mike's
yeah.
retrospective. I believe so. I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay, I'm just forgetting the timeline or whatever. That's okay.
It's okay. No, it's nice to be a treasured guest, welcomed back, and
Yeah,
know that
absolutely.
you hold it in your heart and have it all
Yeah.
straight chronologically in your head because it's that important.
And I do. I'm going to jump in real quick to see who's here because there's already 52 comments.
Okay.
Yeah, these people
Hello,
are
everybody.
they're going insane. So let me jump in and see who's here and say hello to everybody. Jewish Dragons was here. He said he's going to be in and out. Ian, what's up? Thank you very much. And will Nick be here tonight? Not sure why you're asking, but I have no idea. I guess we'll find out soon, Tom. Of course, happy Sunday from Vivian. There we go. The Rickster, good evening to you. Ooh, a newbie. We got a new one, folks.
Hey,
One
welcome.
Oneiros. Sounds very Greek to me. But hello, thank you for being here. Comic Art Boston, the Cat Man.
There we go. Now it's a party.
It's a party, yeah, exactly. It ain't a party till Cap shows up. What's up? What's up? And okay, hellos from Vivian. Hello, hi. Okay, that's why there's so many comments. A lot of hellos back and forth. Good evening to you, CJ. What's up? And who else? Jason Ladwig. Good to see you, my friend.
Hey.
And hey Tom. Seems like Nick and Justin gonna split the chat tonight. Okay. Hey, Kavi, what's up, man? Good to see you. CJ, what is up? Jeff Wedding, greetings to you. Instantly Film is back. What is up? What's up, Rodney? All right, good to have you back, brother. Who's a better Swamp Thing artist these days? I don't know. Everybody's got their opinion. What's up, Marcus?
Hey, Marcus.
Hello. The Rickster. Okay. John Brown, good evening to you, John Brown. Good to see you.
Good evening.
What else we got here? Looking for Swamp Thing Star Wars crossover pages. You will not be finding those here tonight. Perhaps in the future. I doubt it, but you never know, I mean, these publishers have done all kinds of wacky crossovers that I never imagined would happen. So you just never know. And yes, greetings to the lurkers too, as well, of course. Everybody watching this also on Rewind, I appreciate you. Thank you very much for dropping by and watching. And hello to everybody else. Who else? Anybody else new? Swamp Thing on Dagobah, Jeff.
There we go.
Hellos. A lot of hellos back and forth. Long time no see, Jason, says Jason. Exactly.
Hi, Jason. Good to see you. See, I don't know whether I see hello or hi, Jasons, and I wave, but I don't know if they mean Jason like that, Jason or me, Jay. I'll just wave. I'll just wave and say hi. I don't know which Jason they're referring to, and
yeah,
probably not me.
Yeah.
But,
yes, that's true. That's true. Everybody, you should know, Jason, the one here with me in the studio, he's staying out of the chat. He's going to stay out of the chat. And so, yes, I will, if there's a bunch of Jasons and I have to refer, trust me, I will let this Jason know whether he needs to know which Jason's being referred to. That's
what could possibly go wrong with this. This is just such a good idea. This is just, YouTube prime time here.
Absolutely. So some more hellos back and forth. Oh, Sean Clancy, what's up? Hi guys, didn't know that the previous guests that were interesting would
Ruben. The guests that were interesting, not interesting. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Sean. That was very well put. I think it's that bears distinction. How you doing?
Gil says, "What's up, Ruben?" And hello, Jason. What's up, Gil? And Kavi, hello. What's up, Kavi? Of course, Gil, hello. Close enough. Okay. What can I say?
Well, Ruben, you guessed like 50 things. But yeah, close enough. That was it.
Yeah. That's right.
Good. Okay, that's good.
TJ, a Ruben the Virgin.
Well played.
I don't get that one. What does he mean?
Just because we've got new people here tonight. And so it would be a Ruben the Virgin. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, TJ. Yeah, a little too swift over my head, of course, Hello, back and forth. Hey, Southern Comic Geek. Another Jason, by the way. Jason Richardson, what's up? In the house.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Good to see you. Nerve struck. Okay. Yeah, hope you're doing better, Kavi. Hope everything keeps getting better slowly but surely with your leg for sure, man. I'm looking forward to us booking a December show and tell. Looking forward to it. I am starting to book now. I booked December 1st. So I have Kazra finally, officially today. Kazra Gambari, going to do a show and tell with me. Finally able to lock him down. So that's for December 1st. So reach out to Kavi. Let me know when you have a better idea as to what Sunday of next month you think will work better for you. And let me see. And first timer, Rick, ISGC, please. Yes, please, everybody. If you're watching, please, if you don't mind, can you hit the thumbs up icon that's somewhere right beneath where I'm pointing? It looks something like this. I'd appreciate that. Thank you so much. Howdy. Hi to all the Jasons, of course. Jason A and Jason B. The whole issue going up or show, or will there be a separate website drop? Both, Kavi. Yeah, the second one. So. Let me just catch up. I'm almost done here, and I'll explain to you what's happening. Sup. Greetings, Dan. Good to see you. And Oklahoma Kid himself. What is up, Dwayne? And Kavi, I think it's half an hour. Yeah, look at that. He knows. Dan and Dwayne. Okay, let me know which day you want. No, you let me know which day you want. That's what I'm saying. I let everybody choose whatever they feel like is best for them. You just let me know. Yeah, let's be in touch. Crisis on Infinite Jasons, exactly. That was a quick catch up. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Yes, everybody. So tonight, just so you know, most of you saw the thumbnail, which says live art drop, and I mean technically it is, but I did want you to know that the original plan that Jason and I sort of came up with is I wanted this to be more of a preview. I wanted it to be a preview only. We're both big fans of Mike's work, and I always love, those of you who are familiar with this Jason's comments on CAF, how beautifully he writes, and so I always love listening to Jason when he talks about art and the way he explains what he loves about it, and so I figured I'd like to do a preview and then, drop the art on the website at some point in the next, in the following days. But when I thought about it, I realized, well, if I only do a preview, a bunch of you are going to be asking, hey, can we claim? How about claiming? Can we claim now? So I thought, yeah, I don't want that to happen. I figured, okay, let's do a dual show. So yes, it's a preview, but yes, you can claim. So for those of you here looking to maybe, hoping that one of the pages that you saw in the comic are going to be shown tonight, we're going to be showing 20. All right. So it's 19 different slides. That's only because I put 2 pages I thought they worked really beautifully together. And I was kind of thinking of maybe getting them myself. I'm trying to hold off, but I want to give them at least a little chance, however small it might be, to sell as a pair, even though they're not consecutive pages. It's page 28 and page 30. Okay, they just go perfectly together side by side. It would look great in a portfolio side by side. So I put those together. So there are 20 pages. So that's half the book that we're going to show. 20 pages, but because 2 are on one slide, it'll be 19 total slides. Okay, and that's basically what we're going to do. So for tonight, half the book will be shown. And then at some point, those of you who are on my mailing list, you'll get an email from me that I'll send out within a minute of all the art going live on the website. So it'll be anything that doesn't get claimed tonight, as well as the other 20 pages that we're not showing tonight. All will be dropped. Yeah, all 40 pages will be dropped. Of course, the ones that sell tonight will be marked sold already, obviously. Yeah, and then but you'll see everything. Okay. Let's see what else. A bunch of other comments came in real quick. Let me catch up to those. Let's see. Okay. Which day? Okay, sorry. Oh yeah, the crisis on Infinite Earth. You're welcome. Jason is the consummate commentator. Love his comments, says Cab.
You're far too kind. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Cab. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's a really beautiful book. Preview plus sale equals pre-sale. Well, I guess so. There you go. I'll call it a pre-sale.
Yeah. When you said it was a dual show, I was like, wait a second. So do Ruben and I fight for these now? Like what goes on? Yeah, it's a dual show. Oh, I see. It's part preview, part art sale. It's a dual show.
Technique-wise, they might be, Marcus. Are they my favorite pages? It's all about technique for the 2 pages that are together. That's why I put them together. I can tell you right away, they're not Swamp Thing pages. Yeah, there's no Swamp Thing on them. It's just the technique that I thought was beautiful, beautifully executed, and just what's on it. It's one of these things where even though they're not consecutive pages, there's a page, like I said, that slots in between. All right, so it's 28 and 30. The first panel of the first page bookends beautifully with the final panel of the second page. So they look like they belong together side by side. Anyways, it's just some nice technique on it. Flashback sequence. Yeah, anyways, you'll see when we get to it. And also, hi, Neil. Hey, Neil, by the way. Good to see you. And hi, Neil, to everybody else. Ruben looks like he is in front of a green screen. Why do I look like I'm in front of a green screen? No, I don't. Maki Poo Poo, what's up, sir? How you doing, Michael? And it's true, Jason, you are insightful. That's Cab. He only speaks the truth. Cab, I'll tell you one thing, Jason. Cab only ever speaks the truth.
Well, I could never dispute that. That is for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's very true.
Oh, I thought you meant I could never dispute what he said about you.
No, dispute what you said about him. Dispute that he always speaks the truth. Ergo.
Yeah. No, I get it. No, I get it.
Accept that. Okay. All right.
Oh, and no, to make it official, no, it's not. Kavi's asking if they're oversized. No, they are not. They are 11 by 17 standard. The only reason, just so you know, the only reason Mike chose to do the Batman First Night pages oversized was because they had given him so much lead time on the project that he felt like, oh, there's so much time here. I want to work. I want to feel what it is, what it's like to work on a much larger surface, you know. He had so much time to work on it, so that's why he did that.
Thank goodness he did. Those are amazing pages.
Yeah. The best work of his career by far, you know. Yeah. So yeah, they're 11 by 17 standard, everybody. Ruben, we trust your judgment. Okay. I appreciate that, Cab. And last couple, hi Maki Poo Poo and hi Neil Maki. Okay, excellent. So everybody, for those of you watching who have never been to my channel, or if you've never seen any of the sales shows that I've done, it's simple. If you want to claim something, I have created the slides the same way I always create my sales slides. Okay. So you're going to see on the far left-hand side, you're going to see the information about the page. And at the top of the information in large letters and numbers, you will see the word buy, B-U-Y dash, and it'll start off with buy 01. And then we're going to go from buy 01 and work our way down to buy 19. Okay. And so if you want to claim a page for yourself before anybody else, it's a first come, first serve thing in terms of if you want to buy something here tonight, you have to claim before anybody else. The first person who claims it, that's who gets it. In the event that there's two people who might, within seconds of each other try to claim a page, the same page,
then we duel.
Yeah, and we duel. No, I would. Yeah, the guns come out. No, I want you to know you should not write the word claim or I'll take it or please write what it says on the slide, which is BUI-01 or BUI-02, whatever number we're on. All right. So while we're on whatever given page, by number we're on, if you're not going to want to claim that page for yourself, just start typing in, keep the word BUI-0, right? Let's say in the chat, in the little chat box. Yeah, and then type in whatever the next number is going to be, because you don't know. I'm going to tell you right now, you guys don't know what pages are coming up. That's another thing that's important to know. To make it fair for everybody, because I knew that there's always the possibility that more than one person may want the same page. I didn't want to show the first 20 pages of the story. So you're going to see a random sampling of half of the book. So it's going to be mixed up, out of order. Everything's out of numerical page sequence, okay? So you don't know, you won't know what page is coming up. So don't get ready, because let's say you loved page 2, for example, and you wanted to get page 2. Don't wait for the second slide to appear and then hit it as soon as it pops on screen, because that will not be the second page necessarily. You know what I mean? So everything will be shown out of order. So
I don't know what pages are coming up either. So this is
excuse me. Yeah, and that's another thing. Even Jason doesn't know the order.
I've read the book. I have seen the pages.
Yeah,
I've read the book.
Yeah, you're aware, because even the comic has come out, right? So
yes,
yeah, exactly. Good to know they would fit with other Swamp Thing art in a portfolio. Exactly, Coffee. And I'm very happy. I'm so happy to see this, even though it's a one shot. I would love it to have been another regular series. Even though it's a one shot, I'm so thrilled. I mean, because you don't get an opportunity typically to see an artist whose work you like. Once they come off a series that you really loved, you don't get them, you don't get the chance very often to see them revisit that character again. Sometimes ever. Other times not in many years, And right. So it's been a couple of years since the Swamp Thing series ended. And I gotta say, issues 3 and 4 with Poison Ivy were a couple of my favorite issues, visually especially, of that run. So to see him do a 40-page one shot, which is basically the equivalent of another 2 issues with Swamp Thing and Poison Ivy together, I was like, oh wow, this is awesome. So very happy to see this again.
Yeah, but I don't know, maybe we should wait for the art to come up. But it was like, one of the things that was really exciting was to see Mike on the Swamp Thing again. But it's really obvious from the very beginning that this is not the same Swamp Thing that he was drawing in that last series, right? We'll look at the art, but it was so exciting to look at these, because it was obviously a labor of love on Mike's part. It's a different Swamp Thing he's drawing here, I think.
Yes. Hostess ad. Yeah, that's right, Rick. That's right. That's funny. Get a page of Victoria's Secret from the Bayou. We have the patience stay for 2 pages. I know. You're rarely here. You make it when you can, Marcus. You made it all the way from Chicago. What's up, Tom? Good to see you. And hello, gangster, to you, Corey Rust. What's up, man? And hey, and hi, Tom Gay. Okay, Corey. All right. So have I given all the rules as they are? I think so. Basically all of the pages will be shown, as I said, out of order. Just one thing, so you guys know, especially you, Coffee. So because this was intended as a preview, and again, the reason being that I wanted to hear Jason talk about what he loves about the artwork, and I like to, tell what I like about it. And because of that, if either of us are speaking about a page and somebody claims it, Please just give us the I will try to keep I'll try to keep a lookout, obviously, to see if anybody claims. But even if somebody claims, please allow us the ability to at least try to finish our thoughts about what we're saying about a page, and perhaps hold back from having to say, okay, it's gone, it's claimed, next. Yeah. All right, Kavi?
There is an electrical cable running around my thigh, so that if I go too long, Ruben's gonna,
if it goes
Jason,
too long,
yeah, there we go.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. But so that's all we need to do. Yeah, let's talking more Swamp Thing. All right, Mike, relax. Perhaps you could register the claim and carry on the commentary. Yes, I mean, that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to pop it. I'll look for the comment, and I'll if anybody claims, I will pop that up on the screen. So since Jason's going to stay, he's staying out of the chat. I told him to keep an eye on the screen, on the bottom corner of the screen, so in case comments come up, so he can kind of notice if something has been claimed or whatever. He knows that he's not going to continue on for the next 3 minutes or whatever. He'll wrap it up a little bit quicker. That's all. Yeah. Can't promise I will behave, but we'll make an attempt. Of course. I totally get that. The huzzah button. Exactly. Listening to Jason is a real treat. Look at that. Look at the compliments always. Cap, man. Ruben's cable reaches further up than the thigh.
I didn't know if that would be appropriate. I can't.
He knows. First-hand experience. He knows. Thank you, Cap. Thank you. Ruben has his cables on the nipples. Oh, come on now. A different area. But okay, so I think that's it. Have we covered everything? I believe we've covered everything. One thing, I guess. For anybody claiming, how should I do this? Yeah, okay. So for anybody claiming who decides to claim a page, I may ask you. I'll decide on the spot when I reach out to you. Okay. I may ask you to send the money directly to Mike Perkins. Otherwise, I will do it I will email you a link to an invoice that you pay with credit card on my website. Okay, so it'll be one or the other. Yeah. All right, so that's that.
Speaking of covering everything, what about the cover for this issue? What's going to happen to that? Do you have that art, Ruben? Is that going to be one of the pieces you drop?
Yeah, but not tonight. That'll just be dropped together with the with the other art. Yeah, I figured. Well, that one's been solicited for a couple of months, anyways. So anybody who wanted it could have reached out if they wanted it. So I figured, well, it's already been out in the ether, right, on the internet. So sure. I figured, why put an extra piece tonight that it's already been out there anyways.
Cool. Yeah, thanks. I was just curious.
Yeah. So that'll drop with with all the pages later this upcoming week. And so if Ruben is pontificating on a piece, do not interrupt. Correct. Yes, TJ, you do so at your own peril. That's right. Ruben, the rules master. You got it, TJ. You got it. Okay, I appreciate it. So thank you again, everybody. 40 of you here. Those of you who haven't done so, please, no need to subscribe to my channel. I only want my subscribers to be people who want to sort of tune in every now and then, if not regularly, and hang out with us live. So I don't want, pity subscribes. I don't want them at all. But if you haven't, if you've been here before and you intend on coming back and you have never subscribed, that'd be nice if you, because you're a viewer. I consider you a viewer. But aside from subscribing, which is not important to me, what I would like, at least, just to try to help us try to help YouTube put the show in front of more like comic art fans. If you could just hit the thumbs up. So right down here somewhere that I'm pointing towards, the thumbs up icon. There's 41 of you here, 42 of you here right now. I don't know how many people have hit the like, but because I can't see that right now. But if you haven't done so, please do that. That would be nice. And
and for every new subscriber, if you want, you can ask Ruben to run his electrical cord around your thigh as well, or other body parts. It's totally up to you. It's not mandatory, but it's optional. Yeah.
Forgot them. Well, you should have them imprinted in your brain by now, Marcus. Kenneth Bird, what's up, Kenneth? Good to see you tonight. And you don't want to imperial yourself. 31. Okay, thank you, Kavi. So there's about 10 of you watching who haven't hit it. So if you don't mind hitting it, it doesn't get me any money. So don't be that guy who thinks, yeah, fuck that guy. I don't want to give him any money. He's probably making money off of this. No, I'm not monetized. I don't make a penny. All right. It's just like I said. The more thumbs up you get, there's a chance that the algorithm on YouTube will put this episode in front of a few extra people. That's it. That's all it is, right? And it's about trying to grow the community, grow the hobby a little bit. So there we go. The sub for Canadian pity. Exactly. Thanks, DJ. So far, pontification sensation. There we go. Hit the dang like, or Ruben will ban you from something. I just don't know of what, from what though, right? TJ, last feeling he'll ever feel. Jesus Cabrera, what's up? Good to see you. Been a bit. Nice. Even if you're not making money, can I still say I saw the F and I was like, F you pay me? I thought that's what you were going to say, but FTG? What's FTG, man? You're going over my head again, Mike. Even if you're not making money, can I still say? Yeah, but anyways, anything goes. You know, on my channel, anything goes. I don't want to censor people. Everybody typically keeps it pretty low-key. Nobody gets too outrageous here. So, yeah. Come on, give those likes. Ruben needs a new ring. I get nothing from this. Except some stress when I got to keep looking for people to be guests. Canadians get the special installment plan with chocolate bribes. And now next, pretty please. I did it politely. Yes, you did. I will say that. All right. So that's everybody. Thank you very much.
We'll see you next week.
No, and now we're out of here. We'll see you for the website drop. No. In all seriousness, yeah, I guess I've covered everything. I don't think there's anything else to go. So you ready to do this, Jason?
Absolutely, please.
All right, sounds good. Let me cue up the. Oh, I'm sorry. Apologies, everybody, because last week there's a couple of last things. Sorry. Jump back into the comments and let me hold on a second here. I forgot to. I wanted to promote a couple of videos for Carl from Carl's collection. Carl Sodergren himself put out a couple of videos as usual, as he does every week. And there's the first one. And so one of them is an unboxing. And the second one is his weekly bagged and boarded episode where he tells you what he thinks about the comics that he picked up from the comic shop this week. So that is the other one. And so those are the two links right there. All right. Need a new ring for his Prince Albert. I don't even know what that is. What are you talking about?
It's where you run the electrical cable. It's where you run the electrical
cable. Okay. And a shake weight. Yeah. I seem like the Prince Albert type. I appreciate it. Thank you. Bagging and boarding. No, it's called Bagged and Boarded. You don't watch him bag and board comics though. And Nicky B, since we got the big crowd here, everybody's here right now at the moment. Just real quick, let me see. Where's the Nicky B? You know what? I don't know what happened, but I don't even. Here it is. There we go. So every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific, Nick Barucci does his show, The Original Art Experience, and you can find that right here on YouTube. Here's the URL, youtube.com/theexp. That stands for The Original Art Experience. So yeah, check it out. Always a fun time. It's a combination claim sales show / talk show. And here we go. Let me come back to you on that again. Thank you. And that is every week at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. So please check that out this coming Friday. And and last but not least, before we show the first piece of art, I forgot to do this last week, so just real quick, wanted to shout out my newest subs from the previous week. I should have done it last week and I forgot. So thank you to Teddy M, Steve Mussolino, and the couple of anonymous ones among you whose name I couldn't see because of your privacy settings not allowing me to. So thank you guys. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. And I hope you come in and tune in every now and then. And, you know, especially if it's live. That's where the fun is, when it's live. Hang with us and have some laughs. All right. So I believe that is it. Let me take one last check. Let's see. First of all, do you recommend buying the comic? If you're talking the Poison Ivy Swamp Thing, you know, I think it depends what you're looking for. For me, it's one of those, you know, I love Mike's art. So for me, I would buy it just for the art anyways. So I certainly am going to say I recommend it just for that reason, you know. I did like the story. I don't want to, I always feel like talking about it, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody. So I can't say anything about it. What did you think about the story, Jason? You want to say anything? Yeah,
I thought it was good. The draw for me was also Mike's art, but I liked the story. It was really nice, and it was totally different from the Rom V run that he had done with that Mike and Rom had done together. And so it was fun, and maybe that's what gave Mike the permission or whatever in his head to come back and revisit the character. I don't know. It's complete conjecture. It was something. It was a departure certainly from the Rom V run, but it was. I did enjoy it. Excuse me.
Sean says he's back. He ate dinner, cleaned the dishes, emptied the trash, read his entire 107 issues of Star Wars comics, and was wondering if you missed anything yet. Nope. Perfect timing. That's awesome, Sean. My God, you're a fast reader, I gotta say. But okay, let me jump back into the images. Let me cue that up for you all. And yeah, Jason, why don't we talk about this first page right here. This is what we will call by 01 for those of you interested in claiming pages. All right, check it out.
Oh yeah,
page 25 from Poison Ivy, Swamp Thing, Feral Trees. It's like a flashback scene.
Yeah. I thought this was. It's just really lovely. It's a flashback scene, so this is kind of the new character that they're discovering here, but the way that Mike draws it in flashback with the really light, tones and washes and everything like that. That was really great. And then the rendering of the house down below. Yeah, I just thought it was really lovely too.
Yeah, I also when I flipped through it at first, of course, I always love when Mike does these types of flashback scenes because he uses so much wash, right, to create the depth for the backgrounds and to create the special effects for the colors and stuff. And as I flipped through it, I was like, so cool. We get to see a flashback of Poison Ivy, in her, human guise or whatever. And then until I read it and I realized, what you realized, I was like, oh, that's a supporting character. That's not actually Poison Ivy. Her name is Paula, everyone. We'll probably say her name at some point later on in the show. As we know.
Mike uses the visual, right, of all the little kind of the vines wrapping around, her Paula's hands in panel 2 there. And then, he obviously we see that in Poison Ivy, and way obviously we see that in Swamp Thing. And it's Paula is obviously connected to the green somehow. And so he's using a little bit of, visual vocabulary, I guess, to kind of tie her in, which, kind of pays off a little further down the road. But I really love the background in that first panel, right? Just even though it's kind of like a fence, and then that sign, and then the trees behind it with another added depth that the wash gives it right in the middle there. It just is awesome to see. I mean, it's just a fence, right? But the fact that you had to draw it like that, and the wash, the way it bleeds through, so like we've all seen signs from that side, right? There's like, maybe people have taken shots at that, and there's just kind of little puckering on the backside from, or whatever. It's a little bent, it's out of shape, but the fact that his command of the wash to be able to kind of draw out those textures and everything, it just is super awesome. I mean, just really great.
Yeah, and look, you and I have had plenty of private conversations where we, if you think about it, a lot of the elements of Mike's art that when we're discussing pages, a lot of the elements on the pages that we discuss, you might even say sometimes more often than not, tends to be background elements, right? The type of stuff the average reader typically just glosses over. You don't even notice as you're reading the book,
Right.
And as we're just looking at the original pages, we often stop on, look how we did that, the wall in the background, or like you're saying now, the fence or whatever, and like the depth to the
so that container, the door on there, because I think it doesn't necessarily attract attention because he's so good at doing that. Like it's not supposed to draw attention. It's supposed to be in the background and everything does that. But it's
wonderful observations. Yeah,
it's thank you.
That if we are to stay alive, then see, okay, he's singing or something. He's doing a song, I think. Okay.
With the electrical.
And also just wanted to say, just the simplistic idea of not that Paula in the story is a kid, but it reminds me in that first panel as she's lying there in the yard, right, lying on her back, looking up, just kind of like when you're a child, if you have anybody who ever did that, in a nice sunny, lovely summer day, just lying there in the grass, just knowing you have no cares in the world,
Right. Which is a drastic counterpoint, spoilers, to where that character ends up, right? She starts there, lying on her back in the grass, with not a care in the world. It's a sunny day. We've got everything going on. But it's exactly what CJ said, and he should be on this, maybe instead of me, because it's atmosphere and organics. That was what that page is all about. And same with the first page in the book. I don't know if that one's going to be here, but that one just is delicious. So great. It's so great.
Yeah. All right. And from there, let us move on to the next page. And for that, we go to one that I believe this was one that you, Jason, had told me you really, really, really liked. And it's not a Swamp Thing page. Let's check it out.
Doesn't narrow it down. There are so many of them that are really great. But...
All right. Let's see what this one is.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's your page 2. This is page 2. When you were joking about by 2 being page 2.
Yeah, no, right. Yeah.
I thought this was great. Yeah, the first one, the colors by Mike Spicer are really outstanding. I just say that.
Absolutely.
But the thing that I thought was really super special about and really super exciting about this was, in the Rom V run of Swamp Thing, Mike was, he just infused so much passion into the swamp backgrounds, right? I mean, they were their own character in this, and they were drawn into stark counterpoint against the very cold and sterile, lifeless, backgrounds that he put in the examination centers, or even with the Parliament of Gears, right? It was almost collage work of faces and chains and rusty things that would just cut and hurt, and it was really exciting, I think, for the first 2 pages, especially of this book, to see that same care and passion put in, and it adds just as much depth and atmosphere, but it's a completely different setting, right? This is not the life-affirming, life-giving, verdant greenery of the swamps in the Swamp Thing run that he did with Ram. This is
you have to understand, if you look at the coloring now, this is the swamp because we're in the autumn.
Yeah.
So this is the fall time, right? So this isn't the lush greenery of the summertime. We're in fall now. So that's why a lot of the coloring was done in such a way as to reflect that it's autumn.
Absolutely.
You get a lot of more brownish yellows, yellows, greens, but with browns,
Right, but there's still a lot of, like, Mike could have illustrated this a different type of story. I mean, fall can be very lush, right, with piles of leaves and with everything like that. Yeah. And just the fact that Mike is able to once again create this really rich and deep image that, like, you can reach into this, right? You can reach past this guy and you can just kind of grab a little branch off of that tree there, because it just is, it's three-dimensional. It just is so beautiful. And the image of the dog leash kind of hanging there, I mean, it's very much like a noose, right? And the setting being in fall, this image of death and decay, like fall is all about the death so that the rebirth can come in spring, right? And so here it is, you've got this dog, this empty, that wasn't empty on the page before, this empty dog leash here in the center of the page, literally the center of the page, bookended, surrounded by all these things. It is the central and primary kind of image here, with this deep, lifeless or harsh forest kind of spreading out behind it. It's kind of chilling, and it just sets the tone so beautifully. It's like those first 2 pages of the book, I just think are so gorgeous. They are beautiful and rich. It's like the tone falls back. Or the fog, it disappears into fog. I mean, like, he doesn't doesn't do the washes evenly on all the trees. It's like they sort of fade off. It just is so great. And I felt
the illusion of depth. The illusion of depth is just so phenomenal.
Yes.
The further into the forest you go, it's like, wow. It's really,
because it's back there. It's back there. You can see it. I mean, it just is. It's
and I like that page also, actually, because I mean, who doesn't love dogs? Not everybody, but a lot of people like animals and dogs, and it's kind of poignant in that way, because the owner is looking, his dog takes off, right, and he's like, Roscoe, looking for him, and I mean, to come upon that scene where the leash, he's not on the leash anymore. He's nowhere to be found, but the leash is hanging from a tree right dead center in the middle of the page, and it's bloody. You're like, oh, shoot. Like, okay.
And then Mike Spicer's colors, right? I mean, there's a lot of red in there. It's not just brown for fall. I mean, there's red in there. There's yes.
Yes, right. Exactly, TJ.
And I mean, and how many horror stories have started like that, right? The people are walking their dog, and the dog runs off, and they find something scary in the bushes, and the dog is barking at a monster or something like that. And here, they just sort of take it to a logical end with poor Roscoe, his ultimate end. Roscoe P. Coltrane. There we go.
P. Coltrane, yeah. And we got Antoine back. What's up, Antoine? Good to see you.
Yes.
And Flash got away. First was the death of Peanut, and now what? Peanut? Who's Peanut? Excuse me. There we go. Okay. All right. Let us move on, shall we? Let us move on to the next piece.
Absolutely.
And let me cue this back up. Okay. So yeah, this is by 03, everyone. And for that, we have, excuse me, I am no longer contagious, folks, but when I get a cough and a cold or whatever, and I get mucus buildup, it tends to last for weeks. All the other symptoms are gone. Mucus lasts forever. I keep coughing for weeks afterwards. It sucks, but anyways. All right. Excuse me, please. So the next page is by 03. Check this one out. So this is the end page. So tell me what you think about this one. I got to hear you speak, Jason.
Spoilers? Yeah, it's the end one. It's really cool. There you go. How's that for kind of?
Thank you.
Well, here are the backgrounds we're talking about, right? With it's just really lovely, and I liked really how Swamp Thing is walking towards us rather than away from us, right? It's kind of the hero shot, right? He walks off into the distance carrying the body of this person. And he's not walking into the light. He's kind of walking into the darkness. He's bringing this person, the part of the, without too many spoilers, there seemed to be a little bit, how much do we want to give away? There is a really neat.
Well, I mean, you can feel okay to give a little bits and pieces away because the comic, in all fairness, it's been out. It's right. It's out.
Okay.
It's been out for several days. So
there was some of the interesting dialogue at the end of the book was about the difference of the viewpoint from which one that is on the Parliament of Green would look at a situation, and one who is kind of more a human person looks at a situation and their priorities and everything like that. And so for Swamp Thing to be taking Paula off in this direction towards us, we are in the black of the forest, is just it's really awesome. It's really cool. It is a really chilling but somehow really wonderful resolution to this, like she's ending up where she would want to be. And that's not even getting into the snow effects that Mike is putting in here, right? Like this is, of the nature of, it's just awesome. Snow starts, I don't know, in the middle of the book. I don't know, Ruben, I like page 27 or something. I don't know, but it, like the last third of the book, it feels like the snow gets a little bit more intense and a little bit more intense until finally this last one comes. The Green has been suffering and hurting because of the situation that Paula is in, and now with that resolved, right, the fall arc is over. That the death. Now we're going to head into the rebirth with the snow starting to fall, and it's going to cover everything up, and in spring everything will be new again. And so this page is that transition point. It is the Swamp Thing taking Paula off to her transition and the seasons itself. I just love that he's coming towards us and not away from us into the distance, as happens all the time, right? Like,
yeah,
we are co-conspirators here. Like, he's walking towards us and we are here looking at him, awaiting the arrival of Paula. And the page has the lighting and the snow and everything. I mean, just he has, of course, the black ink, but if you look at the washes as well on the path that Swamp Thing is walking, it's like, it's extra, you can hear the crunch of his feet, and it's just delicious. It's just so good. I'm sorry, Ruben, I've been talking all the time.
No, that's fine. That's perfect. That's perfect. That, just in case you didn't notice though, Cab picked that one up actually.
Oh, right on, Cab. Excellent choice. And those are kind of Jay Lee kind of trees right there, kind of right in that spot. I thought.
Yeah, he mentioned that for him that was the most poignant of the pages from the story. Yeah.
Totally.
And
there are quite a few poignant parts of this story, but that one was a good button to the whole thing. Yeah, for sure.
We got Marcus singing us music again. Maybe you remember him, Paula, your girl, Paula Abdul.
That's it. Yes, sir.
Here we go. Okay, excellent. All right, let us keep it rolling. Because that was 3. So let's take a look at by number 4.
Oh man, yes, this one is really great. It's $450. That's a great price. This is you have the main characters here, right? Swamp Thing on the top and Poison Ivy in the bottom with those again.
Yeah. Bookending panels, right? With the sort of similar type headshots, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly. And this is where you were mentioning, Ruben, about Mike coming back and revisiting this character, and it just really struck me. This is a different Swamp Thing than what he was illustrating. This is much more of like a Steve Bissett, John Totalbin type, with all of these extra little pieces of vegetation and these it's almost like his hood here are like chunks of bark or something. You know what I mean? It's like it's really, really cool to see Mike to draw this. I mean, it's always cool to see Mike draw anything, but this is really exciting. It's something different, and just the texture around Swamp Thing's right eye here, right, where he's just that brushwork is just incredible. And the thing that kills me though is the one little curly Q on Poison Ivy at the very bottom. Is just like, just almost the little marker stroke just right there, in front of her ear. It just with all of that, like I was talking about that imagery before, with all the vines kind of creasing over, and Swamp Thing has them all over him, and Poison Ivy does too. But right there, I just thought it was so nice. It was just Cineflow, exactly. Yeah, right. Perspectives. Yeah.
And what I said about the book ending panels, right? One with each of the two main characters. I like how he ties it in together, the two panels together, by using the same background for both of them.
Yes.
You see?
Yeah.
So I really like that too.
But the faces here of like Poison Ivy's grief in panel 4, and then and then she just looks gorgeous in the bottom panel, and Swamp Thing just looks majestic and it's kind of, this is the I don't remember, I guess the writing is on the right here, but this is where kind of the meat of this conversation between Poison Ivy and Swamp Thing are coming in. Poison Ivy saying, no, I'm part of the green as well, and Swamp Thing says, there are different ways that we look at things. It's sort of like the bookended people, Swamp Thing's not the bookended characters here with this struggle in the middle. I mean, again, Paula is literally in the middle. The only place she's featured is in the middle, bordered by this conversation, this pull. Swamp Thing's on the first panel, and the second panel, Poison Ivy's in the third, fourth, and fifth, or the fifth and fourth panel. So it's like this shape, right? I don't know if it's with Paula right in the middle there. It's this tug of war over Paula, between the characters and their philosophies and their outlooks.
Right. Something that, unless you've read it, you're not going to know what what you mean by the tug of war between the philosophies of the two main central characters, right? So we can't say much, just to not ruin it or whatever. Read it or whatever. Yeah. But that's cool. That's all good. No, I appreciate that. No, that's good. Good observations as always, Jason. And that's very, very well said. Okay, let us keep it rolling again and move on to the next piece. So that's going to be by 05, and that is this one. And this again, designed in almost the same fashion, with kind of like what I always like to call the book-ending panels, right? Where you got the two central characters, one on top, one on bottom, both of them essentially in the same kind of pose, right? Doing the same kind of thing, right? And then with the three middle panels overlaying on top. So it always looks like he's dropped that on top of the main images, right?
Yeah, and that's a great point.
For those of you who don't know, the comic book is called Poison Ivy Swamp Thing, but it has a subtitle called Feral Trees, because the trees are coming alive and are attacking people. So that's why it's called Feral Trees, and that's what you see here. You get the beautiful bookends of the two main characters, but then in the center, you see Ivy discovering that a human being has been basically kidnapped, if you will. I don't even know if you want to say kidnapped, whatever, but taken and attacked by a feral tree. In the forest.
Swamp Thing is kind of opening this tree. They didn't want to cause any violence or hurt the trees or whatever, but the trees are not. They're not revealing things. Swamp Thing kind of splits apart this tree. They see that there's the dog owner right there, and then the tree starts rebelling and grabbing Poison Ivy and Swamp Thing and everything like that. But it's like the technique you were talking about, Ruben, about how, and Mike uses it all over the place, where he drops those, kind of the sequential panels on top. He has kind of a big splash page, and he drops those panels kind of over it, and it allows allows for one huge image or something in the background. It's like he doesn't, but here he marries the top and bottom panels and then sets those middle tier panels on top of it, and it's just really great. I like the black in between there. It also gives more substance. The transition from that first panel to the bottom panel gives more substance to those inset panels. I guess they're not inset, but you know what I mean? Like they're the ones that are set on top of that. It feels like a traditional comic border on a page because of the black of the ground or whatever. But the way that Mike renders the trees again, yes, the wash, but just the inked ones in the foreground, right, are just really great. And the roots and everything like that, just a real organic feel, but again, a real threatening, cold, feral feel. I don't know what feral trees would feel like, but it would certainly look like that. I mean,
they would be pretty scary, I would think, if they came alive. I mean, those of us who are familiar with the Wizard of Oz, the scene where they're walking through the forest, and you get the trees that are kind of talking and alive.
Right.
If you saw that as a kid, that was kind of spooky and creepy.
Sure.
Yeah, if trees were, I mean, they are alive, they're organic, but I mean, if they had thought and like humans,
right.
And they control their branches that way, that would be pretty scary stuff,
That would be scary stuff.
Yeah. So excellent. Okay, excellent. So thank you for that commentary. And that was okay. That was by 5. Okay, excellent. So let's keep it rolling here. We'll go to the next one. And speaking of feral trees, here we go to by 6. Check this one out.
Yep, there we go. There's sort of the bookend to that other page. What was it, 25 or something like that? I mean, this is, Paula's, she's in pain and she's danger. The everything it's kind of emanating out of this spot. The pain into the forest. The whole reason that it's causing this, and it's again that the top half of this is just a lovely. Like if you were to just kind of look at the top half of the page with the snow falling down and with the flocking of the ink to make this lovely bush, that's really great. And then at the bottom of the page you have all of these roots. They're almost like hands. They look almost like letters. It's just clear that her pain is seeping from her into the forest at this spot, right? Like all of this. All of her substance abuse problems, all of her pain, all of her just anger at the situation that she had found herself in is just leaching into the surrounding forest and kind of poisoning everything. But again, with the most fantastic rendition of roots that you'll ever see, and with those the snow falling here, it's almost like the cotton things that were falling around her in her youth. Again, it's just that counterpoint to it. The cold. It just is. It's swell. It's swell. Yeah. I think the technical term for this page is swell.
It's beautiful. And just to make it official, Corey Rust picked that one up. So
nice job, Corey. Excellent choice. Excellent choice. Really great. And I mean, just the wash on her shirt and then the stripes on her pants. I mean, like, you know what I mean? I mean, it's like he drew all of it. It just looks.
It's like technique at its finest.
Yeah. Like the wrinkles of the pants and the way that the stripes on her pants just. I mean, that's not coloring. That's not coloring that Mike Spicer added to it. That's on the page. Mike put that in there on the wash and stuff like that. It just is. Yeah, just beautiful technique. The shadow of her leg with the way it's propped up like that, and it's just lovely. It's just lovely to see Mike draw.
Yeah. And for those of you who've come in a little bit late, who weren't here right from the beginning, Corey included.
Hello.
Just so you know, when you want to grab something, please don't write claim like Corey did. Okay. Please, right here. Let me put that back up. As you see the slide, it says buy 06. So that's what I would want you to write. Put buy and the number that you're wanting to buy. The reason for that is it's not always, it doesn't always come into play. Usually it doesn't, but sometimes you will have a situation where two of you, right? There has to be rules, right? We have to make rules and follow them. And in a situation where two people try to claim the same thing, right? I want people to follow the rules. So if the first person says claim, that's all they write, right? But then a second later, somebody else came in with a claim that says buy 06. Well, they should get it, because the rule is that's what I'm asking you guys to type in and enter. Okay, the buy number with the word buy. And so that's how I would determine, well, who out of the two people get it. Yeah, so please, just for future reference, please just type in the word buy with the number. Okay, thank you. But yeah, awesome, beautiful page, Corey. So yeah, that's congrats, and thank you. Yeah, you're gonna love that when you see it in person. You're gonna freak.
Yeah, it's a great example of what this run is about, or what this issue is about. This one shot is about. It's kind of almost a done in one piece, right? Because you've got beautiful trees, beautiful. It's great page, Corey. Congrats, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
To be the pass up, yeah, I'm happy to hear that, man. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Not official yet. It is official. Now it's official from Corey. And let me officially.
Actually, he wrote it in capitals, Corey. So if you don't mind.
Yeah, that's right. All caps. There you go.
No, God, no.
Now then I would be the bastard for sure. You know. You did it. It's all good now. It's all good. Exactly. Throw the flag. Exactly. Almost wanted to tease you with biceps. The rules from Ja Rule. Nice, smart move, brother. Is that a 2-week ban, CJ? Life ban. You know, I've never banned, as you know, Comic Art Boston, I've never banned anybody. Nobody's ever been so bad that I've ever had to ban anybody for any reason. And I don't mean just the sales shows, but from any of the shows. So that's a good thing. It speaks highly of the quality of collectors and fans that we have here, and friends that we have here that come and attend my show. So that's all good. Happy trees. Let me put that up there. Happy trees all around. Exactly. All right. Excellent. All right. Let's keep it rolling. And so let's see. What do we have after we have that one? We go to by number 7. And that's this. Check it out. One of my favorite pages for various reasons. Oh my God. So first of all, let me just say, I love how Swamp Thing looks in that first panel. I love the fact that Ivy's there with him. Okay. But believe it or not, I think the second panel is like my it's my favorite panel of the book. That whole garden maze, whatever you want to call it, it immediately made me think of the scene in The Shining. Yeah. You know, when you walk out and go into that whole maze thing, and like, oh wow, and then of course in panel 3, that scary looking face that Swamp Thing's looking at, and then one panel below, the widescreen panel with Ivy looking back at the camera. And behind her, I guess technically in front of her, if you will, you see all the tree branches and vines with human beings trapped. Yeah. You know, I'm not going to say if they're dead or alive, but yeah, I just love that. But especially that first and second panel. I love it. I don't know. I'm getting a little too excited about it, but go ahead and you're more eloquent than I am, Jason.
No, that is not. That's not true. Because I get that excited too, right? And it's anytime we get to see the Mike Perkins kind of smoky effect, like kind of in that first panel, right above the walls of that maze kind of going down there. That just makes me really happy, because I just love it when he does that. And yes, that second panel with the maze going on. And then it looks like, that the first half of that panel is, or the first 2/3 of that panel is ink, and then it's wash in the back just to really sell the illusion of it stretching back and fading off into the distance. Yes, all the roots, everything twisting around there is just horrifying and just, but still so beautifully drawn. And then that last, panel with Poison Ivy, just looking over her shoulder like that again with the wisp of hair, and and the lighting is just crazy killer on this with the, I think it's a very challenging job coloring comics well. And Mike Spicer does such a great job of it, but I think that having an ally in Mike Perkins like he does, able to set the atmosphere and the tone with all of this wash, it just really, it's no wonder that they gel so well, because it seems like a very collaborative process here, where it's and it's also lovely that Mike Spicer also on the published page pops out Poison Ivy and Swamp Thing with such Dayglow's traditional superhero colors, right? With and it just makes this I should be talking about the black and white art, but it just is
that's fine. That's
such a
fine.
lovely. It's just such a lovely such a lovely piece. It's just a frightening piece. And again, like so many of these pages, it seems like it's going from light to dark, from the top, the light on the dark, the light on top to the dark. It just is kind of a theme on so many of these pages. I noticed it because it I don't know if I'm reading too much into it, but I mean, that's kind of also the theme of the book, kind of the transition from, the spring or fall to kind of more of a winter type thing. And there are some great pages I hope that you've included, Ruben, so that we can talk about a lot more light balance and just kind of the way it all plays off each other. And this just really feels like we sink deeper and deeper. The maze obviously just appears. They're turning back. We get to see the maze, and then we sink deeper and deeper. And then the lighting on that bottom image of Poison Ivy is just, where she's just nestled in the crook of the root, execution wise there. It just really works to just, pop her out in the shadow with just very, almost noirish lighting there. Right. It's just.
Yeah. And by the way, Rick Welch picked this one up.
Rick. Awesome.
Yeah.
Great pick, Rick.
Yeah. Cap says Mike is able to nuance each page differently.
Yes.
Which is very true.
Absolutely.
And he says that Jason, I agree that the coloring is great. Not always the case. Oh yeah. And we on this channel talk about the coloring a lot, usually in a negative tone, unfortunately. But yes, but I like how Mike Spicer has has been coloring Mike Perkins' work very, very much.
And they seem to get better and better, like as you would hope and kind of expect, but it doesn't always happen, right? That these are two artists in Mike and Mike that really it's all about the collaboration for them. I mean, Mike Perkins obviously fashions a black and white page that is gorgeous and could stand on its own and doesn't need coloring. But Mike Spicer, I think, recognizes that and respects it, and really, really puts the story first and foremost. I think in his color choices there, popping out Poison Ivy and Swamp Thing like he did, in the letters being popped out, and the maze and everything being kind of in this kind of gray background. It makes a really great comic reading experience. It's really special, and those two working together is great.
Very well said, as always, Jason.
Oh, stop!
I love having you here.
Oh, thank you. You're too kind.
You're very welcome. So congratulations and thank you, Rick. I appreciate it, man.
Great choice, man. Absolutely. Yeah.
Like I will say, yes, one of my favorite pages, but at the same time, amongst a book full of very amazing, so many amazing pages. So but that one for many reasons, that one always I kept coming back to it all the time, even though there are others that have, let's say, more Swamp Thing or what have you. Something about that one. Oh boy.
Well, there's so much meat on the bones of that one. I mean, you've got trees, you've got mazes. It just visually, there's so much visual texture on there, and also you can just feel just all these story bones kind of coming together or jutting out of that spot. Yeah, right. Spices it up. Yes, very nice.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. All right. Thank you. Let us keep it rolling here, and let me jump back into the images. And for that, so that was by 7. So this next one will be by 8. So by 08, and let's take a look at what that one shows. I believe this is the one that I think it is. Oh, this is also one of my favorites. I want to talk about this one, if you don't mind, Jason. And then you can, and then you can. I want to say what I like about it, and then you can kind of take over after that. Okay.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. Of course, it's
So by 08, check this one out, everybody.
Oh, you know what I love about this one? What I love about
Okay, so first of all, again, it's a 6-panel page, yes, right? At first glance, you see 6-panel page, but the way it's designed, where he first thinks of, okay, it's 6 pages that go back and forth between what's happening with Ivy and what's happening with Swamp Thing. Both characters, FYI, for those of you who haven't read it yet, both characters are not in the same place on this page, right? They're in different parts of the city. And the way it's written, that G. Willow Wilson wrote it so that each panel shows us, it goes back and forth between them to show us what they're doing at that moment. And what's happening in the story here is that both characters hear something far in the distance. They feel and hear something far in the distance, and they feel drawn to it. They're called to it. And so they each start making their way towards that sound. And what happens is, of course, is the way that he designed it, rather than make it a standard 6-panel, classic 6-panel grid, Mike thought of it more as, he thinks of, okay, let's take the Swamp Thing panels and make those all widescreen shots of equal size, all stacked on top of each other. And then for Ivy's panels, we'll make them all uniformly square, stacked on top of each other, but laid over the top of the Swamp Thing panels. And interestingly enough, because of the way it's written and drawn, you can read it the usual way, right? So from left to right, top to bottom. But if you actually read Ivy's panels alone and then Swamp Thing panels alone, it still makes sense. It's just fabulous. I just love the way he did that. It's just, I'm blown away by it. I love that on the Swamp Thing panels. I love the first 2. It's classic sort of Bernie Wrightson era Swamp Thing trudging through the swamp images. It has that. It just evocative of that. And what I love about the bottom sequence is that for the bottom panel for each character, even though they appear to be facing each other by the bottom tier, they are still not in the same place. They're still headed towards the same place. It's just that Mike unified the panels by having a shared tree whose base starts in the Swamp Thing panel and grows out into Ivy's panel. But they are not actually facing each other. They're not in the same place, but they're headed to that same place. And it's just phenomenal. But anyways, I've spoken enough. Take it from there, Jason, while I go see what our friends have to say.
Oh, 1,000% yes to everything you said. I mean, absolutely. This page is just really remarkable. My very, very, very favorite thing about it is just the water in the swamp that the Swamp Thing is walking through on panel 1. If you just look at that, the washes there, I mean, it looks like it is just completely reflecting the trees behind. It is just, it explodes my brain. I love the water that he's walking through at the bottom of panel 1, and what we were just talking about how he sets up these panels to, so that Mike Spicer can really hit a home run. Look at how Mike drew the trees in that first panel behind Swamp Thing, and then left the gap sort of right there for moonlight to shine through without drawing the moon, right? And it also leaves that side of the page white or lighter so that your eye gets taken and funneled in right down that Poison Ivy track. You know what I mean? It's it keeps the visual paths pure, if you will, just to but still unifies it all with, just like you said, Ruben, that widescreen swamp on every tier. And you can see off to the far left, it's not just black. There's little texture there and everything like that. There's things reflecting the moonlight and stuff like that. But yeah, the image of Swamp Thing is absolutely perfect. Just like the Wrightson evoking that feel. But it's the water is even reflecting the Swamp Thing back up to oh my gosh, this page is so great. It's just such beautiful technique. The trees in the distance in Gotham City in panel 3 there with Poison Ivy. Again, the lighting on her jacket, everything just looks perfect, but it's that wash in the distance, those trees, it's just calling to her as the Swamp Thing is kind of being pulled toward the city, so that they meet. It's just lovely. It is just lovely.
I wanted to bring up I already posted it, but I'm going to repost it. Marcus brought something up, and which I'd like them, Marcus, if you don't mind, can you? I know it's tough from the confines of the chat, but can you maybe elaborate a bit as to what you mean by you would have liked the Swamp Thing panels to be open? Because to me, those are open, and you say that that's how it appears in the printed version. I don't know. See, for me, there are no gutters really for the Swamp Thing panels. So for me, that's what you describe as an open panel. To me, the Swamp Thing panels are open and the Ivy panels are closed, right? Because they have an obvious border around the Ivy ones. So I'm not really sure what you mean by that. Maybe, I don't know if you can. Maybe,
do you mean like maybe less wash in there, Marcus, to maybe give more space for Swamp? No, probably.
You're saying on the original. Okay, on the original, no confines for nature. But the published is this. I don't see a difference between published and the original. I'm not really sure what you're getting at by not feeling that the Swamp Thing panels are open. I don't know. Edge to edge. I mean, but that's full bleed. But that's. I mean, no, I guess there's borders on the page. The printed. Oh, I see what you mean. I see. Okay, because the printed version, right, goes edge to edge. I see what you're saying. Right.
Oh. Yeah, good call,
right.
Marcus. Yeah.
Right, from left to right. Saying right. I got you.
What you mean on the original? That's what he said on the physical page, just to have it be edge to edge on the page, to not even have. Okay.
Exactly.
Marcus,
exactly. But all the art is there. So everything that you do see in the printed page, at least you can still say is, it's everything that's on the original is pretty much there in the printed page.
Right. So I think it's clear that you purchase the page and then cut off. So then yeah.
Exactly. I also let me come back to everybody. Let me jump back in to here. Stanley, no, there's no point right now because it's brand new art and only a small percentage of people are going to see the pages tonight and between now and the time that they go on my website. So typically I for brand new art, the price is the price. It's what we think is the FMV. But what I would say is, give it a week or so after I've dropped all the artwork on the website. And if I still have, anything I still have at that point that you might be interested in, feel free to get back to me and ask, make me your offer. Yeah, but for now, no, it's brand new, and until everybody in the hobby, gets the fair chance to be able to see the art, no, the price is the price. But thanks for asking. Okay. And the MSRP, yeah, the manufacturer's suggested retail price, as Nicky B likes to say. That's so funny. And that's right, Coffee. That's right. Rick, I wanted to say this, but it would have been sacrilegious. What did he say? Oh, to just trim it. Yeah. And the prices are, in fact, already very reasonable. Thank you, Cab. Thank you. I appreciate that. Green Book price. There you go. Okay. All right. All right. So that's 8. Okay. So let's keep it rolling, everybody. And the next one is buy number 9.
Number 9.
So buy 09. And that is this one. And this is a page that has Ivy walking towards a hill. And of course, this is Swamp Thing, the green. So the hill is alive with the sound of mutants, perhaps. I don't know. But, it's a lovely Ivy page. Yeah, tell me what you think about it, Jason.
Yeah, yeah. Well, my first thought was like when John Byrne went back to She-Hulk, and there were the kind of the conscious hills. It was just
Oh,
it just
yes.
made me think of that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought that was really funny. But I liked what the yeah, the all the Poison Ivy stuff is awesome. Like that, yeah, that last panel, the inset panel of her eyes, where she's
Yeah.
again kneeling on the hill there at the second to last panel is just is really really great. Her expressions, and it's just Mike drawing beautiful women beautifully. It's just really really great. But I like this moment in the story because the Paula's pain is summoning all of these representatives of the Parliament of Green to her, right? Like everyone is kind of showing up in this. I don't know if it was like a dream state or something like that. Swamp Thing, and that everyone sort of finds themselves in, and the fact that Poison Ivy is there as well, and what that could possibly mean for the character's future. The fact that she is also kind of pulled in, along with the other parliamenters, I guess. I don't know, parliamentaries. Parliamentary, my dear Watson. It would, but it's a lovely Ivy page, just like you said, Ruben, and CJ, especially. I mean, anytime you get the Mike Perkins kind of atmospheric cloud fog stuff, again, I really love it. And you can see that the snow is starting here, right? I mean, even in the green where they're at, this is where the snow is kind of starting to fall, and things are starting to finalize. Like Paula is nearing her end, and they're trying to solve the mystery of what's going on. It's just a fun, spelunking, if you will.
Yeah.
With Poison Ivy trudging across the tundra there.
Yeah. Very much so. Yeah. It's just a fun Poison Ivy page for sure.
Yeah. Again, with the washes and in all those backgrounds. Just a really cool rendering of the hill. Like, I mean,
I love the hill. Yeah. I was going to say the same thing. I really love that hill in those first two panels. It's so
you can almost count the blades of grass there, right? I mean, it's like, surely Mike didn't have to work this hard on that, right? I mean, because it just is just gorgeous. The texture there, the hills, the bushes and everything like that is there. The rocks in the mouth and again the snow. It just is. The whole effect it's a very cumulative effect. I find that it's just really sensational. And then those last couple panels with Poison Ivy, just they're just compositionally they're really great. And then the way that they those eyes at the end, just incredible.
Yeah. Corey, we're showing 20 total pages. It'll be 19 slides because 2 pages are offered on 1 slide. But yeah, we're showing half the book. There you go. Like Cobby says. There you go. And like Cab says. Exactly. And he thanks you. Excellent. Thank you for helping out, guys. I appreciate that. Let me come back to you. There we go. Okay. And
I'll try to not talk so much.
No, it's beautiful. And in fact, we're making great time. Actually, it's not even 9:30 yet. And we are about to show the 10th slide already. So we're already basically at the halfway point. Okay. So yeah, we're making great time. And so no, I'll keep talking away, man. Just tell us how you feel. I love it, man. I love it. Seriously. Okay. So let me see here. Covey says, I only knew that thanks to Cab and Ruben, but that's okay, but you did your part to help out. That's what's awesome. Halfway homies. That's it. Nice. And Rogue, what's up, buddy? Says, keep talking. Love the commentary on the beautiful artwork. See, that's what thank you. You are exactly. You're the exact type of person we're doing this for. This is why we wanted to do the show. Yes, we wanted to be more of a chatting about what we love about the art, more so than trying to make a sale or whatever, So we appreciate it.
Very kind of you to say. Thank you.
Yeah, that's very cool. Okay, cool. All right, so this next piece, it is listed as by number 10, and so this will be officially, I guess, the halfway mark. All right, and why don't you take this one? as well, Jason. Check it out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Are you kidding me? I mean, like,
it's so sweet. It's so sweet. I love it. It's just so sweet. You know, the look on Harley's face. There, she's got the little smile there. She's like waking up from her dream. You know, Ivy's spectacularly beautiful. You know, yeah, I love the fact that the whammo bat is there. You know, included at the top, and
it's her socks in this one for me.
Her socks,
like with the wash. Like how Mike drew the lips on there.
Yeah, the lips. The lip.
That sock is the best. That is so great. And this is a wonderful, just kind of a counterpoint. I mean, it sets the tone. I mean, Swamp Thing wakes up in the swamp, and you know, Poison Ivy and Harley are here, and it kind of the whole theme of the book is kind of about, you know, how these, like, Poison Ivy is sympathetic to the green, and but the green is how it tolerates people. I mean, it's just it's all about it's the bigger question of our time, right? Environmentally, how we fit in the big picture, and how the big picture allows us to fit in it and stuff like that. And it's just fun to talk about that in comic book form, especially when you get a splash page like this, where it's just two beautiful women in love that you know, it's just beautiful. It's just lovely. The way that the sheets are, you know, are wrinkled in the washes in there, and just the folds of the clothing. It's just.
I was hoping that you'd mention that. I just love that something again that, you know, the average reader looks through the comic and never pays attention to, but the fabric is beautifully done. It's just it's not something you notice because it's so well done. It looks like fabric should look, you know, when sheets are all sort of bunched up that way, you know?
Yeah.
So I love that. Yeah. Really, really nice. And Rick says, Harley buys calamine lotion by the gallon. You're gonna kill me, Rick. Oh my God. All right. It's also Ruben's advanced description of the show. Excuse me. Thank you, Cab. Yeah, it must be a high thread count. You guys are killing me. On those sheets. All right. Okay. There we go. Let me come back to you. So we're at the halfway mark, everybody. And let me just take a second before we go to buy number 11. Just to remind you all, since we still got a full house here tonight, right now at this moment. Next week, please come back and join me at 8 o'clock, the usual time, Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific, for what we hope will be the third time's a charm, the sit down, the hangout to celebrate Nicky B's Dynamite Entertainment 20th anniversary as a publisher. Here we go.
That is awesome. Yeah, congrats.
Episode number 32. Already rescheduled twice, but we're hoping the third time's the charm. And even Nick said that to me. So let's just hope that it happens. And I'm looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun. It's always fun when we hang out at Nick's show. So it'll be cool to have him regale us with stories about, you know, what it's like to be a publisher. You know, especially given that he fell into it sort of by accident. He never wanted to. Hey, it's not like he said, I want to publish comics, you know? So it's kind of fun to hear stories about that and how it all came together and all the stories that have happened since then, you know? So
that'll be a great conversation. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Where's Nicky the Roach? I don't know. I'm not here tonight, though. Not yet, anyways. He must be eating. He must be out having a dinner at one of those fancy restaurants he keeps showing us food from on Instagram. Kanye sounds like McConaughey and Wolf of Wall Street. You'll get right up. I wish. Don't let Nick off the hook again. Well, I can only do what I can do. You know, I don't control the man. Exactly, Marcus. Very soon. If it doesn't happen now, there's not going to be much more maybe one last opportunity in December, maybe. Otherwise, it becomes the 21st anniversary special. Exactly. So we'll see. Let's hope not, though. Nick wanted to go up against the finale of Penguin. Yeah, the show, you could always watch it, record it. You watch it later at night. Great show, though. Still loving it. Saw the last episode last week. Love it. Couple more episodes to go. Looking forward to it. It's really good. Christopher Bacon. What's up, Chris Bacon?
Hey, Chris.
So it's basically I'm gonna reach out. Well, first of all, if you've never dealt with me before and you end up and you decide you want to claim a page tonight, please claim by writing the number of the slide that you see. So they're all numbered as, BUY-01, BUY-10 for buy 10. So please put that buy dash whatever number it is for the page that you want. Okay, that's how you enter that. That's how you claim it. As for how you pay for it, since you and I, Chris, I believe, have never dealt with each other, I would need you to reach out to me. Okay, first of all, I need you to reach out to me by email, and here I'll put it up now. I'll put it at the end of tonight's show, but here it is. Okay, so it's sorry, that's I used to use that, but here, that's my so it's my name, Ruben the Collector. Okay, which is the channel name as well, and it's easy to remember because it's Gmail. So that's not that's a common email. So Ruben the Collector at gmail.com. Reach out to me. And when you do, I will give you, I might give you a choice. Generally speaking, I would invoice you. I would give you a link to an invoice that takes you to my website, and you check it out of the website with any major credit card. Okay. But for some people, I don't want to get into the reasons why, it doesn't matter. I may ask you possibly to PayPal Mike Perkins directly. Okay, but I on my website don't do PayPal. Okay, it's just major credit cards. That's it. Yeah. So I'll we'll figure it out. But yeah, it'll either be on my website via credit card, or I may ask for you to pay Mike directly via a PayPal. Okay. And let me see what else. Selling cards and art on another channel. Okay. And you must be sending pics of you as a French lady. Chris, a lot of people, we all know each other. That's why people can joke around the way they do. So don't take anybody here seriously. We all screw around. Yeah, it's all in good fun. Ask Ruben for free shipping. Do not ask me for free shipping. See, another clown who is rarely here, but when he decides to occasionally show up, he comes in to create trouble for me. You do not get free shipping. Shipping, by the way, for everybody who needs to know, who doesn't already know, would be $27 from Canada to the United States. Okay, $27. And overseas, it's like $65. Okay, so there we go. What's up, Jeff? Good to see you. Thanks for creating trouble, of course, as always. Appreciate it. Good thing you are good friends with Ruben. He would slay me for saying the same thing. I wouldn't slay you. But it's a good thing I know you both. That's how I can put up with both of you. Another troublemaker. I do not take Canadian money. Never send me Canadian money. Yes, I live in Canada, but I do not take Canadian dollars. So no, thank you. Nick isn't selling much. I don't know what you keep talking about, Nick. What's happening with Nick? He's selling somewhere on the online, somewhere else. Okay.
I think he said, he's selling cards and stuff.
Oh yeah, I saw that one. I was like, okay. I don't know if it was a joke, if it was real, whatever. I don't know. Okay. But anyways, yeah. So there you go. So one last time. Yeah, that's next week, everybody. So yeah, episode 32 of Comic Guard Hangout with Nick Perucci. So please do tune in for that. And all right, let me see what we got here. Just made me giggle. Everyone is messing about with me. Yeah, exactly. It's not just today. It happens quite often, Cab. It happens quite often. But that's okay. I like it. That's what makes it fun, right? Nick is on Spidey Hits channel. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, that's the heart that card art guy. Yeah, the guy who collects Spidey card art or whatever. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, sounds good. And for the first time tonight, next. Well done. And you beat Connie. You beat Bobby to it. Wow. Look at that. You guys, you nuts. Nut jobs. Nick will have better dinner plans. Oh, no, whatever, patiently timed, beautifully timed, I would say. All right. So did the promo for next week. I'll do it again at the end of the show. But for now, let us keep it rolling for the second half of this show. So it's the final 9 potential purchases that you can make, 10 total pages. And the next one is buy 11. So that's buy-11. Let us take a look at this one. And talk a little bit about this one.
I
love that. Like the swamp, that Swamp Thing-esque character. It's not Swamp Thing, by the way, folks. Coming out from the left-hand side of the inset panel at the top.
What was the name of this guy? Something Hill Devil.
Hold on here.
It's from Swamp Thing 47.
Yeah.
Whatchamacallit,
Whole Devil. It's killing me. Hold on. Let me think here.
Okay.
But anyways, just talk about it. It'll come to me.
Yes, absolutely. Just that first panel again with the atmospherics, that sort of fog, the way that he lights. I mean, I know there's not fog there, but the way that he will dramatically light, he being Mike, the way that Mike will dramatically light that panel where, it looks like there's kind of that fog kind of coming off of the Hill Devil person there. I love that. I mean, just a great, very well colored by Mike as well with the orange eye there. Swamp Thing back behind Poison Ivy there in shadow, great lighting. But that middle panel where there's just all of this just ephemera of people and things and roots and you can see that Mike used a little bit of white paint there with the kind of just it's just about atmospherics. It's exactly what CJ said, organics and atmospherics. That is this page to a T. That bottom tier there.
Kettle Hole Devil, the Kettle Hole Devil.
Thank you. Yeah. The bottom tier though here is to me what is just not all that's remarkable about this page, but
it's exquisite. I love that bottom tier. Yeah. All those facial close-ups.
With that first panel again, with just Mike is using a lot of just these really thin lines, like where Ivy had that wisp of hair on that one, and just these thin white lines to designate these, the kind of the vines and the fine work. I don't know. They just really stand out to me in this work. But one of the things is that Ivy panel, the second panel in that bottom tier, where in First Night, Mike was putting washes on all the faces and stuff like that. And because he had so much lead time, like Ruben said, and here he didn't have that, but he obviously felt something about this page or that moment with Ivy, because he did full washes on her face there. And really, she just really pops out there. And then, those last 2 panels with Poison Ivy, and then that final one with Swamp Thing there. I mean, just the brushwork there and the way it's lit and the way it just fades into the black like that. Again, with this, the splash page and just all these panels set on top of it, because the black there isn't the traditional gutter. It's like it's the roots and the earth and the ground that is still part of that. I guess that middle tier is extending up to the very top of the page. You know what I mean? It's just, and then in the background, again, those aren't color effects. It's not achieved I'm sorry, the background of that last of the bottom tier there with all those roots there, and the way that Mike has already washed them in. I mean, it looks like it's an already colored page. You know what I mean? It just is all just realized through the washes, and Mike Spicer just does a great job in not getting in the way of that, right? Just embracing that and them working together. But it's just that it's just beautiful work. It's just Mike Perkins kind of firing on just all cylinders here. Just a bit of everything here. I mean, just it's atmospheric stuff.
You know what's interesting, Jason, is that while I really like the Spicer colors, I like the fact that one of the things I like best on the original art is that without the color, the lighting effect is so much more extreme.
Yes.
Right. The lighting is just like, wow. It's like powerful.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the light's hitting all the characters, and it's like, wow, it's really hitting them hard, right? Whereas you don't. It's not quite the same effect in the colored version, even though the colored version is it's beautifully done. You know, but he didn't utilize the same contrast effect, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Especially in that like third panel, right? With the right next to Poison Ivy there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because,
I mean, another comment from the Jeff Peanut Gallery. I think this page is an homage to Blade Runner.
Oh.
No, he's joking.
Okay. That was what an interesting take. That's a super interesting take. And I was trying to unlock that. But got it.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. I bought this comic and it's amazing art and story. Oh, I'm glad you liked it, Neil. Glad you liked the story as well. Yeah. There's so many pages, but the variation on each page is fantastic. Yeah, this is another excellent example.
Yes, very well put, Comic Art Boston. That's exactly right. That is exactly right.
Yeah, the muck monsters dream of electric eels. Good observations, Jeff. Yeah, Jeff doesn't have very great observations. Excuse me, everyone. So sorry. Okay. Oh God, sorry.
Well, what about? Did you see that last comment you posted, Ruben, about installments? Is that an option? That's something that you haven't discussed.
Yes. No, not now, because like I said, everybody needs to have a fair shot at getting it. Not everybody is here tonight, right? Not everybody who's going to see the pages ultimately. And so I'll say to Neil what I said earlier to Stanley is, you give it a week, roughly a week or so. That's how much time I feel is fair enough time for everybody who's going to see the pages to see them. A week after the art drop on the website, right? Give or take. And then, hit me up at that point. Then you can tell me what kind of a payment plan you're talking about. Because, for what this is what I call relatively inexpensive art. Like it's hundreds, it's not thousands of dollars. So I typically, don't really do time payments for low price stuff. On occasion I've done it, but anyways, like I said, right now, you'd have to give it a week or so after the art has been on my site and reach out to me and we'll take it from there. Okay, Neil? Okay. And let me see. Ruben, you need to get more rest. I get rest, but like I said, it happens. Even Jeff, if Jeff is still here, you ask him like 3 times a year. Every time I talk to him, it seems he's got a cough. He's constantly coughing because he picked up something and it went away except for the cough. The cough lingers for like months at times. So and more over the last several years, even pre-COVID. So it's not a COVID thing. More and more I've talked to people about this. And when it first happened to me, everybody was like, wow, that's weird. Like, why does it linger so long? But over the last several years, like 5-6 years, I've talked to a lot of people that I know who have said, yeah, me too. So I don't know. The environment's changing. There's different things in the air now, whatever. You get sick, all the symptoms go away, but the cough lingers. What can I say? Ruben the Choker. Yeah, it's pretty much what it feels like sometimes, you know. Jeff, how you doing? I'm waiting to make offers on first night pages. Reach out and feel free to reach out, man. Feel free to reach out. You can, you can do that if you want, Marcus. Reach out. Maybe not so much Blade Runner as much as Air Force One. Oh boy, here we go. Let's go to the Harrison Ford talk. Ruben said that you would accept food stamps in my case. That's right, because Antoine admitted. What is it? Last week, Antoine, or the week before, that he's a homeless bum. So he definitely needs the help. You know. Cab can buy it for me for a late birthday gift. Yeah, that's nice. Apologies, Neil. I am topped out. Neil, no, and he will not adopt you. That's right. Doing well. Cough, cough. There you go. There you go. Thank you, Shaggy Wong. What's up, Shaggy?
Hey,
been a while, man. Been a while. Good to see you. Cab, I'm kidding, of course. CJ wants to adopt me too. Everybody wants to adopt you, apparently. Harrison Ford in the news today. I think it was yesterday, wasn't it? I think I saw him in the news yesterday. But okay, let us keep it rolling. So the next piece is labeled by 11, everybody. And for that, we go to by 11. Here we go. Check it out.
Yeah. Ooh.
Another lovely high contrast lighting page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Kick-ass silhouette in the first. I love that first panel silhouette just because I love how it looks almost like Cthulhu attacking Poison Ivy in silhouette. You know, like it looks. It looks kind of like that. Like it's like, oh, look at that creepiness. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. And just kind of continuing on. Yeah, and like you said, the high contrast, just all in black and white. You know, page 34, the snow is really starting to come down, and it just feels. You know, we're out. They were in the earth. They were kind of trapped in the tree or something, and it was just. You know, now we're kind of back out in the open, and it still feels, you know, just lifeless and it's just so great. That bottom panel, the tier with Poison Ivy, you know, the way that she pops out there again with all of those washes and stuff like that. You know, he did that, you know, a lot in First Night as well. Maybe it's just the washes on the faces. Mike does that a lot, but it feels like these last couple projects, maybe he's been doing it a little bit more frequently. I mean, like to that extreme version of popping out, like he's like always kind of popping stuff out of panels every once in a while, but this is like half of her head is out of that panel, and it just really
it gives it a nice effect, right? A three-dimensional effect. And I love it,
especially with the washes there.
Yes, and I love the expression on her face as well there.
Yeah. And like you said, more of the great contrast, right? Where to her left in that bottom panel, you know, it's all black, and it just fills that white spot so well. And with him, you know, adding, you know, the washes of the texture of the snow right above Ivy's head, right? I mean, that's all wash. There's nothing ink there. It's just the wash, and there's even gradation in that in the depth of the shade. You know what I mean? In the it just is. It's just great. Like, yes, Poison Ivy looks great. Swamp Thing looks great, but just look at those branches and the wash of those. You know, for the snow on the branches, it just is crazy. It's so great. It's really lovely. And sometimes, you know, just as beautiful. I don't know which pages you're going to have in the we're going to showcase here, Ruben, but there are several occasions where, you know, I've gone on and on about the washes of the trees in the distance of the swamp, but there are just as many great examples of it's just all pen and ink, right? It's just all black and white and just that contrast of colors and stuff. It's just really lovely. Yeah.
The branches in the fourth panel seem to lead to Ivy. Well, there we go.
Yeah, right. It just steers your eye right there. The fact that, you're exactly right, Antoine. There's the fact there's nothing in the left side, but it all kind of filters right down, and then we see Poison Ivy looking up. Sure feels like that. It does. Focusing the eye there.
It's really cool. Yeah. All right. Let's go to the next one. Let's keep it rolling. And the next one is by 13, BUY-13. Check it out. Love this. I love that Kettle Hole Devil. He adds so much to it. Oh man.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah. Totally. Again, with more of these just, these thin white lines that Mike is it's just the Swamp. I know that's not the Swamp Thing. It's the Kettle Hole Devil, but just it's just fun to see Mike, draw a Swamp Thing and its denizens that are the denizens of the story that are different from his Swamp Thing run, right?
Yeah.
It just is really lovely. Again, it's all of these the wash on these trees, like that first inset panel, just
like,
how it sort of disappears in the fog.
Like CJ says, again, when he does these types of scenes with the wash for the backgrounds, he does it for the different levels of wash for the middle ground, the foreground, the background. So you've got those 3 levels of depth, and it helps to bring you, to pull you into that world that you're reading about,
It's really neat in the, what is it, 1, 2, 3, the 4th panel where the Kettle Hole Devil's reaching back towards Poison Ivy, and then back behind her is more wash that goes. I mean, it's just like that it just goes so far in that. Then that last panel where the Kettle Hole Devil it looks like he's pretty much in wash there. And I mean, just it's all about the depth. Yeah, CJ, totally right. It's just so much. I mean, it feels like the page, instead of being the thickness of a piece of paper, right? You would turn it on its side and it'd be about 2 inches thick, because it just, it has that extra depth to it. But it's but just so much. Just
I love
that first inset panel just drives me crazy, because everything is in shadow in the foreground, and then just the
I love that it's silhouette, but then in the second panel, which again, I love that the second panel is technically, design-wise, it's the first panel, because it's right. He's designed it as let's call it a half splash, where the bottom half of the page would be all black, right? But the top half of the page, that second panel, you can see it continues around the side, right? So the first inset panel, it's like it was dropped on top afterward, right?
Yeah.
I love that. I love how he does that.
And how he leverages, he puts it where he puts it. I mean, and it's no accident, obviously, that he put it on top of all this gray tone that creates a gray space, and then to put this high contrast panel in there with all of the black, right? Where our 3 characters at this point, are 3 travelers through this underworld of the whatever's going on in the feral trees. Here's their rebirth, right? He's pulling them out of this spot that they were in, the cavern, the root structure, that they were in, to kind of continue their journey forward. And it's just all, black with this tree set on that, delicious bed of gray with that are the washes of that first/second panel ribbon, just like you said. It's just really pretty. It's just really, really great. But the 4th or the 3rd panel of the Kettle Hole Devil is just awesome. Just
And Antoine says, I wonder if the story lives up to this beautiful art. Well, it's always something to wonder about, Antoine. And all I can say is you'd have to read it to decide, because everybody's different, right? Everybody has different tastes and what they look for in a story. So but I enjoyed it. Jason says he enjoyed it. Neil McAhone here in the chat room with you said that he bought it, read it, and enjoyed it. So
the art was my favorite part, but for sure, because I love Mike's art. But it was good. I did enjoy the book. That's very true, Marcus. That's very true.
No obstruction, of course. The Ron B run was amazing. Absolutely. Yeah,
Cobby, absolutely.
Cobby, did you read this one? Are you saying you read it? Did you read it? Let me know if you read it. And Onairos, again, not sure how to say it, but he says he thought the story was strong as well. That's awesome. Cool. Very cool. And by the way, excuse me, Onairos, however you say your name, can you just tell me, I'm curious, I'm always curious about these things. Can you tell me, how did you find out about my channel, or how did you find about tonight's show? I'm always curious to see where first timers come from, So let me know, please. And CJ says art is so amazingly consistent. Well, he is. He's definitely consistent for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Jeff's back. I like Mike's layouts with the insert panels over larger layouts. That's what we're trying to describe. I love he uses that technique a lot, you know. So It looks like, you know, it's like the first panel looks like it was laid over after the second panel was already drawn, you know. I love that. Is this typical of Mike's work? Yes, you could say that. That's the kind of a technique he uses a lot, quite often, if not regularly. Yeah. How much does the writer direct the page layout? Well,
that's a great question.
You can say that the writer, they have a lot of say in terms of the page, but typically the writer would say something like, okay, so Mike, this page is going to be a 6-panel page, you know, and so in the first panel I want it to be like this, and I'd like preferably to have either the third or fourth panel like a larger splashy panel, you know. So they kind of tend to write that way. But this particular design technique that Mike does, that's his own, you know. So you're never going to get the writer specifying like, hey, yeah, I want it to be so that it looks like you drew the second panel first and then make it look like the first panel was overlain on top. No, that's his thing completely. So the design aspect from that point of view, the storytelling point of view, that's his, you know. But the writers generally do have a lot of say in terms of how many panels, you know. But then again, even when they do, if they're working with an established artist, the artist, they will respect the fact that the artist will and can override them. So even if they're saying, I want this to be 7 panels, if the artist looks at that and deems it that, oh, it would work so much better, it would flow so much better with 6, not 7. I know Mike, at least, he'll just do it without even reaching out to the writer. He'll just do what he thinks is going to flow better. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I guess you could say it's a true collaboration, Jeff, you know. Read it, liked it, didn't like at same level as Ram, but hard to come. Yeah, for sure. No, yeah, and it's hard too because it's like a one-shot issue kind of thing, right? So it's you know, you don't have those 16 issues to kind of, you know, really work out a nice long plot with subplots in between, right? So it's tough, but it was enjoyable. So I'm glad you thought it was enjoyable. So that's cool.
And again, the art was awesome.
Yeah. Tom also read it and enjoyed it, but agree with Jason. The art, my favorite part. Yeah. Art's still better. Yeah. Me too. Yeah. I think we're all kind of in agreement on that, you know. It's Marcus says it's a Perkins thing for sure. Yeah. Thank you. Learned about you on my own through my OnlyFans. Right. Yeah. Thank you. A good friend of mine. Oh, come on, bro. We're all friends here. Who is your good friend? I just want to know. Do I know that person? Like, tell me that person. At least tell me that person's screen name on YouTube. I just want to know if I know the person. You know, Ruben the feet. I knew you were going to say that. The
feet. There we go.
And that's a freebie for you. So you can sign up to my OnlyFans at only $40 a month.
Nice.
The 16-issue Ram V Perkins Swamp Thing run was my fave DC thing to come out since then. Tough to top that with a one-shot. Yeah, for sure. That works fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Thank you. Yeah, it's great. Tune in late. What's up, Stevie B's House of Collectibles? What's up, Steve? Tune in late, but from what I've seen, no one creates atmosphere. Well, that's one of his strong suits for sure. Absolutely. Very nice of you to say, though. Thank you. Appreciate that, Steve.
Yep.
Stevie B thought it was Ruben the Hockey Puck. CJ, yes, Jeff. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Jeff said, at least you have pants on this time. I do. Today, you know, it's winter. Well, almost winter time. It's getting cold now. Getting cold, so you know, gotta have the pants on. Yes, Jeff. No third. Okay. All right. Let's keep going, everybody. And we're coming up to some other like really kick-ass pieces. So that was page 13, or sorry, not page 13, but by 13. And let us go to the next one, which is by 14, and talk about this one a little bit. Check it out.
There we go.
Oh, you know what? I've said it many times. I've said it many, many times before, Jason, that out of the many things that I like about Mike's art, I one of the strongest suits I think that he has is his close-ups and extreme close-ups on people's faces, expressions, emotions. And so I love this for that. But again, I love how he does the way he always does, the way that he delineates all the roots and branches on the ground in the middle panel, right? Which is, again, cool because the middle panel it's almost like it's not a panel. It's the splashy bottom drawing over which the other 5 panels are overlain. So that's cool. But the first 2 panels, believe it or not, are 2 of my favorites on this page.
Yes.
I just love the trees in those 2 panels and the fact that it looks like it's bleeding.
I was going to say the exact same thing because it just looks almost, that first panel, it just almost looks like a Bernie Wrightson thing. I mean, like, oh my goodness gracious. And there's even a moon there in the background. So cool. And the way that Mike does the texture on the bark, right? It just is really great. That third panel with both Swamp, the way that one is staged, the camera shot there where Swamp Thing is just kind of in the crook of the arm and Poison Ivy's looking up. It's just such a perfect composition for that moment, right? Like it fits exactly that right. But yeah, it's like what Comic Art Boston said about just a lot of similarity on these pages, but they all look very different. Like they're approached very differently and they're executed in a very different style. I love the fact that Mike left Poison Ivy's hair completely empty, like without any texture in that middle panel too. So it's like this spark of white that's right there amidst all of this incredible wash in the backgrounds, all of this incredible detailed, ink work, pen and ink in the foreground, brushwork. Sorry, that would be all these trees and everything, and the way that it kind of disintegrates on that right side into part brushwork, part wash as it goes into the distance. It just, this is like a Halloween atmosphere of a page. And then yes, just as you said, those last 2 panels of Poison Ivy. Just sensationally drawn, drawn.
Yeah, and I like how Antoine, is kind of describing the way I always describe it, that it's like every page is a splash panel within multiple inset panels.
Yep, perfectly put. Yep, that's exactly it.
Yeah, so it's really, really cool. Whenever Jason comments on a piece of mine, it is such a pleasure and privilege. Now everyone can see why.
Oh, you're so kind. Thank you very, very much. I wish I had more time to put more comments up on everyone's pages because they're all so good. I just get carried away. It takes me some without question.
Rick says that tree in panel 1 is drawn to perfection. Yeah, I love it. I get panel 1, panel 2, even the way they close up on it on panel 3, and they're both looking up at the blood dripping from it. Right. Oh man, but those first 2 panels, it's creepy goodness,
Totally
beautifully done. And and like I think it was CJ earlier who I love his comment. Here it is. The last panel has priceless stink eye. Love that.
Yep.
Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah. So again, as you guys may have noticed, for tonight, I did want to. I admit I did kind of make a concerted effort to show a bit more pages that focused more on the art, at the expense of not showing a little bit less cool swampy images or whatever. But you'll have a whole bunch of cool swampy images on the art drop whenever that happens this week. So.
Do we get any cool swampy images? Because was one of the things I really liked about some of the Swamp Thing images in here is that, we've been both going on about how Mike is such an illustrator. His style is such an illustrative style that really captures a very photorealistic look on stuff and everything like that. And there are some takes on Swamp Thing here that are very impressionistic, right? It looks it would look natural to see Phil Hester draw Swamp Thing that way, like right with the big hood, extending down and stuff like that. But to see Mike Perkins train his style on that, I just thought was so fascinating, so cool, because it's like a very, an illustrative artist taking on a very impressionistic view of the character and kind of really making it his own. It just was so fascinating. It was just really, really cool. And then all the textures that he was infusing Swamp Thing with, like all these, little mushrooms and roots and things like that, I mean, he certainly did in his run with Rom, but it just felt a little bit different. It felt a little more, it really, I thought, suited the story really well. This really, it all takes place kind of in this hyper natural, fall type living organic.
Yeah, I was going to say organic in an organic environment, you know.
Yeah,
which of course is always the environments, the settings, if you will, most beautifully, perfectly suited for Mike's work, because his style is made up of brushwork. It's nothing but paint. He paints with ink, basically, is what he's doing, and there's nothing more organic than using a brush to ink, as opposed to technical pans and nibs and whatnot, so nature and the swamp setting, or even urban decays. So in other words, like Batman, Gotham, right? Daredevil, Hell's Kitchen would be fantastic, right? Those kinds of the settings are the best suited for Mike's work, for his approach and style, basically,
And that's what's really cool about that, is that those are two incredibly disparate, right? Like the swamp, like the heart of the swamp, and Gotham City, like those are the best. It's like that's a wide range there, right? Like it's not just he can draw swamp stuff, and he can draw like a very, very heavy, urban environment. It's like that's a lot of range. That's a big swing. And Mike, yes, those are absolutely two sections that are, or two settings that are very well suited for Mike's work, because he's in Nightwing.
Not Nightwing. You know what? Nightwing, since if they have him sort of set in Batman's Gotham or something, then you could maybe say, okay, except his costume's not really dark. It's blue and yellow and kind of, I don't know, kind of more on the brighter side than on the darker side. So I don't know. I know you're, the world's biggest Nightwing fan, Jeff. I know you're a huge Nightwing fan, but whatever. If Mike ever does a Nightwing series, I will let you know. That's it might be the first time you buy it.
At least that one great cover that you had on your site for a while.
Oh yeah, he did a run. He actually did a run of Nightwing covers. So I've got some Nightwing covers if you want. I can hook you up, Jeff. For sure.
Fantastic covers.
Yeah, anytime you want. I sold the coolest one, the one where he's
falling and
falling. Falling. Yeah, exactly.
Such a great piece. Oh my goodness, such a great piece. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. All right, let's keep it rolling, everyone. And that was, sorry, was that? Let me see, 14. So we did. Did I do one after this one?
I don't believe so.
Okay. All right. So let's do 15, everyone. By 15, BUI-15. Here we go. Oh yeah. Oh, I love that one. And I put it like what I felt was like lower than I should. I thought this would have been a 550 piece, but anyways, I was like, okay, let me put it a little bit lower with a 4 in front of the I thought, okay. But yeah, this is a phenomenal. I love the whole thing, up and down, top to bottom, but my eyes are always drawn to the bottom tier. I love the way they stare at each other, and in those first two panels of the bottom inset tier. Oh my gosh. Oh, he's got that serious look on his face, like he's not screwing around, but she looks pissed, bro. Like, oh my God. Yeah, like, like he can be scary, but Yeah, you don't fuck with Ivy. Let's just leave it there, you know?
Right. I mean, he's got that Swamp Thing right there. Like he had a great panel like that in First Night, right? Where there's that great Batman staring at you out of the shadows, like looking straight down the barrel of the camera at the viewer. It was kind of a small inset like that. I think it was in book 3, maybe issue 3. But yes, that the high contrast lit from below, really great. And it's like, there's no, Swamp Thing is not messing around here, but it is really cool to contrast and compare the two our two characters there and their basic standoff there. Just really great. I mean, again, the wash is so great in that third panel. Again, the base panel, the splash page that it's set in, that it looks like it's Zipatone or something, right? Just the way that the gradient colors or the wash just sort of kind of fades down, towards the bottom of that panel. Just really super cool. All those, again, the thin tendrils coming off of Ivy there, coming out of the page, out of the cave. That second panel, again, it's just a perfect spot to put a high contrast black and white panel, just right there underneath. Sandwiched between these just beautifully washed backgrounds that are kind of this black and gray to put that black and white. Really super cool. Cool
I
page.
don't know if you mentioned it yet. If you did, I must have missed it. But I haven't heard any of us remark about the fact that on some of the pages now the snow begins, and I love that snowy technique as well. I love the fact that it, I love the swamp setting. And again, this is not a swamp; it's the woods, right? He's in the woods. But I love the fact that it's suddenly snowing, and the snow, the technique he uses to drop the snow in, also adds a nice element to it. It's really, really cool. Yeah, it adds to the atmosphere as well.
It really does. And it probably would, and to put that snow or it's light breaking through the leaves of the trees up at top, up at the very top of the page, it just really adds such a nice feeling. I mean, he could have, just rounded it with black right on the top and the bottom, and it would have been just great. But just putting that extra texture up there, whether it's snow or kind of light coming through the the lights through the leaves of the trees at the top, just really beautiful work. The snow kind of started around page 27 or something like that, and then it continues on and gets a little bit heavier, so that throughout the book, so that by the end, it's kind of winter in full force in the passing of Paula, so that spring can come, and with that, the rebirth of everything. It's really, really well done. I totally agree. The snow effects. I have a friend who's just crazy about snow effects. He loves snow in everything, and just this was just seeing Mike's approach to that here was really great. I mean, it's just really super, super execution.
Yeah, actually, it's funny that Jason just mentioned that his friend, is particularly interested in pages, when these pages that where the setting is in snow. And so he's hoping when the art drops, that when all the art drops, he's hoping to get a page, preferably with some snow. So
he's got a lot of good ones to choose from, because it's dynamite.
There are a few real beauties if you want the snow on it. So I think he'll have to manage to grab one that'll make him happy. So
I hope so, because it's right up his alley. It's just such a beautiful work by Mike.
Scott says, I like snow and rain. Yeah, well, rainy pages are also pretty cool too. Yeah, Corey says, I like rainy pages. Yeah,
for sure.
Me too. And snow and rain over bricks. That's good too. Jason will informer him on snow. By the way, Marcus, I don't know if you know. You probably don't. Then again, you might. Snow, when Informer hit big, like when it really started to hit MTV with the video, and it exploded. Snow was in prison or jail or whatever. I don't know if it was jail or prison or whatever. Yeah, so he was busy. He was busy doing time while he sort of made it big with music. That was kind of funny. Let me see. An interesting interview with him on this YouTube channel called Vlad TV, VLAD, Vlad, like Vlad, Count Dracula, Vlad, whatever. Yeah, so Vlad TV, I think it's called the channel. It's chopped up into a bunch of different parts, 6, 7, 8 parts or something. I don't know. Interesting. Yeah, it's fun. For those of you who don't know, Snow is a Canadian musician from back in the day, early 90s. Very famous song called Informer. Let me see. I like the rainy night. So do I. I would even buy a Mike Perkins illustrated version of Robert Frost's poem, Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening. I'm sure it would look fantastic, Steve.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised that you'd want to buy that.
Yeah, Steve, have you seen the book? Have you seen this book? Because page 1 of this book, Ruben, is that one of the ones that you chose to show tonight?
Which one? Page
1, the very, very first page.
No, out of that 3-page sequence to start the story, I decided I only wanted to. There's only enough point to show just one of the 3, so I chose page 2.
Sure. Well, I'm not familiar with that Frost poem. Sorry, Stevie, but the first page of the book is just, it really is. It has all of that atmosphere, and it has some great washwork as well. I just love that first page.
Cool. Marcus, are you talking about the Plum song? Because Hart emailed me privately, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I checked out the Plum song like you told me on the show last week." It's like, you and I have really different musical tastes. I'm like, yeah, I have a lot of taste and you don't. That's what
it is. Hey.
Whoa, Hart. Hart loves me. It's okay. I can say that. But Marcus, let me know if you listen to the Plum song and if you like the song or not. Does Mike take commissions? He doesn't have time for commissions. No. He does do what you call pre-show commissions. So if he is scheduled to be at a convention, which over the last 2 years he's only been doing European and UK conventions because that's where he lives. But if you're attending one of those shows, he typically does take like a pre-convention commission list. So he'll do some commissions and then you pick it up at that convention. So but not regular ones that he'll ship out. Yeah, he doesn't have time for that. He was busy being an informer. No, he wasn't. Vlad the Informer. I don't know if Vlad's an informer, to be honest. Vanilla Ice channel is more fun watching. Is there a Vanilla Ice channel? I guess there would be. There's a no devil's dandruff inference intended. So funny. Vanilla builds houses. That's true. He's a house builder flipper in Florida. Okay. So just be honest. Tell me what you thought about Plum Song. I think it's just a fun, happy summer song. Like when I'm driving around in the summer, I like it when it comes on, Devil's Dandruff. Nice. Yeah, I checked out that Plum song. I'm clueless. What do you mean? Are you saying you heard it? Did you listen to it? I just want to know if you like it or not. I don't know. Just you don't have to like it. But that's what I said, though. I said it was completely different from the Informer stuff and the stuff he did on that first album. Completely, for sure. For the second time. Next, please. It does catch you by surprise. Oh, believe me, I was shocked when I first heard that. I was like, what? What is this? I can't believe this is Snow. What? Yeah. So there you go. All right, let's move it on, everybody. Yes, there's only a handful to go anyways. So yeah, we're gonna making good time. Let's finish it off. So that was 15. Okay, so 4 slides to go, guys. So, okay, this one is absolutely brilliant. Oh my God, okay, I'm gonna let you talk because every time I look at this page, I don't even know where to begin and what I love about it. But anyways, there's so many things I want to say about it. But I'll let you take it, Jason, and then I'll throw in whatever I want to say after.
You should totally take it, Ruben. You should totally take it.
I want to hear what you have to say about that. I'm curious, anyways. There's no Swamp Thing here, but kind of, if your imagination is open, there's a lot of Swamp Thing. Anyways, you'll see what I mean. Check it out.
Okay. Yeah. 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 Here we go. And this is the
the Kettle Hole Devil returning. Yes.
Right.
And for everybody, anybody who doesn't know, first appearance was, I believe, Saga of the Swamp Thing 47. That was I believe that was the first issue where they talked about the Parliament of Trees. Is it not, is it not, Jason?
I think it's right around there. I think so, but it's tied into that because of what happens in those the events.
Yeah. And also, if you're a Man-Thing fan, it almost looks like it's Man-Thing up there. I mean, it's just fantastic. And even the 3 inset panels, these images are just stunningly gorgeous. But anyways, take it away, Jason.
Right. Well, no, and this is what kind of I was saying about how Mike having a very illustrative style takes on something that is far more almost impressionistic and outside of what how you would expect him to draw a Swamp Thing or something like that. It's almost an impressionistic type of drawing there, and it's just so cool to see that, right? Like all of the brushwork of the moss and everything coming like that, and just what a reappearance of this character. I mean, it's just really crazy with the bodies still in the trees behind him, and I just love the way that he kind of colored all of those roots in the background. Just the dark wash, and it just sets out the drawings in front of it so nicely. I mean, I understand that they're all on that same level, but the man, just the Kettle Hole Devil, like that panel 4 is just like, I know that panel 1 is the big splash one, but the panel 4, it just kind of kills me. I just love the lighting on that, and just that again, the big hood, and just how the wrinkles on the brow, and that's his hand, right? Just kind of his hand putting up there. It just the acting there. Yeah. It just the acting just seems so spot on. Like it was kind of an object, like to have this guy, like this character, this just it just is a physical mannerism that it just seemed like a really you wouldn't think that you'd necessarily draw it like that. It just seemed like it was a real the acting in that moment.
Antoine agrees. Panel 4 is insane.
Yeah.
And imagine how insanely good it is that even with a panel like panel 1, you're still drawn to the bottom panels,
Yeah, for sure. Because it's I would agree, CJ.
Yeah, he's brown and has a torpedo shape. Reminds me of one of my holes. Nice. But yeah, fantastic. And I don't know if you had noticed, but Rodney here at Instantly Film, he bought this one. He picked it up.
Oh, right on, Rodney. Yeah. Great choice. Wow, what a piece. I think this is, and I think a lot of these, they look really great. My screen is a little small. It's like, wow, that's a great piece. I would imagine getting them and having them in person. I mean, it's just, there's going to be a lot of stuff we missed, even though we're sitting here ranting or going on and on about, the pages. It just such layered and nuanced work. And when you get into the,
but how it is. It's even when you have nice scans, it looks great, but it's like, then you get it in the mail and you open it up and because you really see the nuance of the ink, especially in an artist like with Mike, right? Because he uses a lot of ink, and so you see all the nuance of the brush strokes everywhere, right? And all the different shades of gray in the washes. Yeah. So you really, when you see it right in front. Plus, if you're like me and you're like a tactile person, you like to hold the art in your hands, just holding it and looking at it right there, just inches away from you. There's nothing like it. There really is nothing like that experience, right?
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Great pickup. Great pickup.
Yeah. Thank you. And congratulations, man.
Yeah, for sure.
That's as a reminder, since we haven't dealt with each other before, reach out to me. Well, you already have my email, so since we've already spoken, Rodney. Just reach out to me and just to remind me what you picked up. Okay, just to make it official. And include, by the way, everybody, this goes for everybody. Everybody, when you reach out to me, please include your address. I mean, I know those of you who have dealt with me before, I have your address. It's just that you saved me a lot of trouble from having to go fetch it online on some other website, you know? So if you just include it right there again with the email, along with your phone number, a contact phone number is a must. It'd be really helpful. You save me time that way, okay? So I'd appreciate that. Okay. All right. So only 3 more pieces to go, people. And so, yeah, excellent. Making good time. And he says, thank you, Jason.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Great choice, man. Great.
Yeah, beautiful. Just put the show on my TV to really appreciate the art. That's awesome, Carl. That's a good idea. Yeah, you can do that. That's awesome. Yeah. Are you posting the whole body of work on your site or just the unsold pieces? No, everything, Antoine. Yeah. I just figured, see, the thing is the reason I did it split like this, so it's 20 of the pages tonight and the other 20 plus, you know, everything that we're seeing tonight will also be posted, right, this coming week, along with the other 20 pages that nobody has seen yet, you know? So it'll be all 40 pages. Of course, the ones that are sold tonight will be listed as sold already. So you won't have a chance to buy those. Nobody will have a chance to buy those. But it'll be all 40 pages plus the cover. Yeah, and that's it. And the reason I did that, just so you know, is simply because I personally love selling art here on YouTube because I love the interaction. I love everybody sort of giving their opinions on what they think of the artwork. I love to hear about that, to talk about the art. So that's what makes it so much fun for me. And that's why I like to do it online. Okay. Because on the website, I don't get to see who showed up to the website. Like, who was there? Did they like what they saw? Did they not like it? You don't know, you know? So that's why I like online live sales much more than website drops. However, the reason, you still have to do website drops, okay? And the reason I decided to do half the book live on YouTube and the other half as a website drop is because there are a lot of people, in fact, they're the majority of people in the hobby who they don't like YouTube. They don't like socializing like we do online in any manner. All they care about or have time for is, let me just look at the website, see if I like something. If there's anything I like, then I'll buy it. I'll order it. If not, I'm not interested. And so there's plenty of people, they're not here watching. They won't even watch on rewind. They don't care. And most of the people on my mailing list are like that, right? Most of the people on my mailing list have been on there for so many years. They're old school. They're more old school. And most of those people don't come and hang out on my channel or anywhere else online, really, you know? So that's why. So I don't want to piss them off. I still have to cater to them. And that's why I want to have at least, not just the unsold leftovers, if you will, from tonight. I figure I might as well put half the book for you guys and half the book for all the website people, So there you go. And that's the thinking behind that. Let me see, what else was there? There was a giant wasp nest in the tree next to our house. No one noticed until the leaves dropped. It was the shape of Swampy's head. Nice. Play it safe, though. That sounds surreal. Yeah, I'll reach out to him after. Sounds good, my friend. Sounds good. Know if Mike is making any U.S. North American con appearances in the future. I do not. As of right now, he has not mentioned anything about that. So right now, the answer is no. He did say that he eventually does want to make a return to the U.S. But right now, for now, no. Not currently, anyways. I just want to study these images. Yeah, I know, absolutely. Yeah, you're very welcome, for sure.
Antoine, that's, yeah.
And that's the wonderful thing, Antoine. You're going to get to see them all at regular size. So you get to study them better at regular size, The carriage is turning into a pumpkin. Next! We need a Marvel-centric show soon, buddy. I know. I feel you. I can't do that with Mike because he doesn't work at Marvel. I'd have to do like a show with a collector who is more Marvel centric. But that's whatever, man. They got to reach out to me and ask me, though. It's not like I'm seeking people out. If they ask me, they want me to help, I'll try, But Hart, as you know, Hart was a big time DC guy, and so that's it. What are you gonna do? But okay, go slower, please. No. We're gonna keep going. It's been a long time since Jason's been able to stick out for an entire show, so I want to be able to say that he got to do it tonight. So let's keep it going, everybody, and let's see these last three pieces. All right. So what that leaves us at so this next one is by 17. So by -17. Here we go. Check it out.
Yeah.
It's another beautifully lit. The lighting here is just phenomenal. The wash, really dark washes in that second panel. The branches in the second and the third panel. Love that. Swamp Thing, and I love Swamp Thing in the first panel. And no joke, my favorite part of the page, believe it or not, is I just can't get over that expression of annoyance on Ivy's face in that first panel. I mean, that is so brilliantly done. Like, come on. It so yells like, yeah, whatever, Swamp Thing. Yeah.
This,
I love it.
This almost feels like a if you had to get only one page from the book, right? You got kind of most of everything here. Like you've got, some great Poison Ivy images, like that panel 3 there is just such a great, side display with that, the tree washed in the background, then her looking up in panel 4. I mean, it just is really great. All the trees and the branches with Swamp Thing and Poison Ivy. It's like just a really fantastic example of, with the snow coming down, there's a little bit of everything here. If you were going for a page that had, our peeps here, our main peeps here, just really superb illustration. I like the figures in that very last panel, Swamp Thing and all, the brushwork on Swamp Thing, just big and bulky, and Poison Ivy. It just looks great. It's just a beautiful page. This is another one that I think in person, when you see it larger than what is on your screen, it'll just be fantastic. And again, that Swamp Thing in that first panel with the big hood, on his face leading down, it just feels like a different Swamp Thing than Mike was drawing in his run. All the trees in the background of panel 2, with those washes that Poison Ivy's walking in front of, just the feel of this one is so great. I love Ivy lit from below. I know I've already said that in panel 4, just it with the wash on her face like that. It just is so beautiful.
Yeah.
I
agree.
You're right.
Yeah. I mean, at a certain point, it's like page after page of just wonderful work. So it's like you almost feel like, well, we're kind of repeating ourselves. And in a sense, I mean, obviously we are, right? But you can't help it. Like every time you see this a different page, it's like it's more of the same, but it's more of the same sort of great work, right? So it's
right.
Yeah,
it's exactly what Comic Art Boston said a little earlier, where it's you can understand, like another artist may not have chosen, wouldn't have chosen the choices that Mike made. That's what makes these all great, and it would have come out a very different looking book because it is kind of more of the same, but every page is a little bit different. And again, CJ at the very beginning of the show put his finger on it. He said atmospherics and organics, and that's really, really what it is. I just the limb, that curling bough that's in that second panel, second tier, kind of that third panel, is just fantastic. Just right, on the side of Ivy's face. It's just heartbreaking. I mean, the words have got to go somewhere, right? But it's just too bad that was covered up in the published version, just because it's so beautiful. I mean, it's great.
Oh, look at that. Tom says, really nice looking book. I'll be getting this now.
Yeah.
Wow. Good stuff, Tom. And Tom, as his name implies, is much more of a Marvel fan. So that's saying something for him.
Yeah.
Not really repeating yourselves. The specific details are different, as are the nuances in execution. Well, I know, but you know what we mean, though, Cab. I love hearing the excitement and love for the art. Such infectious joy. exactly.
Thank
That's
God.
see,
That's
that's
great.
it. But I'm not joking though, right? That's exactly why I wanted to do this as a show. It's not because I wanted to sell the art online, right? Because I figured I'd just do a regular art drop on the website anyways. But I thought, okay, if I can get Jason though, Jason's a big fan of Mike's work, just like I am. I was like, if I can get Jason, yeah, then we all get to partake of that like that excitement, the enthusiasm, the joy that you hear in the voice when no, but it's true though. It's true. It's true.
Could we please look at that last page again? I just can't get enough of that one. It's the lighting on that last panel, that tree, right? Because it looks like it's being lit, a very harsh light right from below. You know what I mean? I mean, like it looks like it's just spooky. It's just it looks like a haunted house. Type, like there's a very deliberate and forced lighting there, right? It's like it's like you're looking at the bottom of a car almost, with the I just love it. I just think it's great. There's so much texture and there's so much everything on this page. I just think it's just beautiful. Thank you for putting it up again.
Absolutely. Carl says that he's not buying, but I am loving this show.
Thanks, Carl.
Thanks to Jason for sure.
Yeah, well, the one that you did the other week, Carl, with Ruben was really fantastic. Your discussion of Penguin, and so I really like that one too. So thank you. It's very kind.
Yes, my enthusiasm comes from snow. Exactly. I love a lot of DC comics, just only buy certain books. No, I know, but still, you're still more of a Marvel guy. It's fair to say. I love the Alan Moore run. Yeah, as we all did. Yeah, for sure. So fantastic stuff. And let's see here. Just wanted to look what Cab says. Jason Marley. Listen, he's a good friend of mine. We actually have a chat every week. We chat. We do a web chat with another friend of ours every week, and it's hard because it's during his work day, so it's difficult. But he's usually able to make it, and it's fabulous, and that's the reason, because I love to listen to whatever he has to say, whatever he's talking about. I just want to listen to Jason on a weekly basis if I can. So. There, how's that for flattery, Jason?
I just you're too kind. Thank you. That's far too kind.
Okay, excellent. Let's keep it rolling before anybody tells us next. So that page was 17. Okay, so we got two more to show you guys. So this next one, everybody, this next one is the one that I mentioned. That is two non-consecutive pages, right? So it's page 28 and 30, but they go so beautifully together. I'm trying to hold off, but I'm contemplating getting it myself. So that's why I thought, well, I'm going to put them together because they just feel like they need to go together. Yeah. And I think when they go on my site in the next few days, I was contemplating, do I just show them together and offer them together now and then split them up when they go on the website? I think I'm going to keep them together and hope that somebody sort of sees what Jason and I see in these and why they deserve to kind of be purchased together and owned together side by side. So I'll probably keep them that way. And maybe if I don't purchase and nobody else purchases it, within, I don't know, a week or two or whatever, I may just then quietly repost the two pages separately or whatever, in case somebody wants to buy one, but not the other, whatever. But anyways, it's all about lovely technique and storytelling. So Here we go. Let me cue this up.
And I think, I know the two pages you're talking about here, Ruben, because they're probably my favorite pages in the book. Like as great, and the other ones all of these are beautiful, but these are really super special.
I agree. It's for sure, Stanley. Just to let you guys know, I didn't finish my thought. I'd have him on more often, but Jason's busy with his family and stuff. So, Sundays are not the best. But if I ever need him, he has told me he would always make the time for me. But I can't have him on the way I have Hart and the way I've had Jason Ladwig on. I respect the fact that he's got take care of the family on weekends, and that's
I
cool.
think
So,
I think Ruben just gets tired of me in the weekly chat, and so it's like, oh yeah, okay.
I see enough of him every week. I don't need him to be
That's
on
what I
this
say.
show.
Oh God, that guy again. Oh my Lord.
Exactly, Marcus. Birds of a feather, pages go together. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so let's check it out so I can stop building it up. You guys are going to be like, no fucking Swamp Thing. Why'd you make such a big deal out of this shit? Whatever.
There's Poison Ivy. There's Poison Ivy.
Let me just see. Yeah, it's actually mostly features that Paula girl, the girl that was lying on Corey's page that he claimed at the bottom of the tree with all the roots and branches. So she's the supporting character. It's mostly her. Book ended by 2 exquisite headshots, close-ups of Poison Ivy. So let's take a look. So it's going to be, I'll show you 2 scans since they're side by side. I'll show you the black and white first, and then I'll alternate back and forth between black and white and color. All right, check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, oh my gosh.
They just deserve a moment of silence, I think, just to look. I'm not joking. I mean, it's a lot to take in because of just what we're looking at here. I mean, I'm sorry, were you going to jump in?
No. Go ahead. No. Absolutely.
I think these are my 2 favorite pages from the book because it's just incredible. First off, I love how Mike draws all those wisps of hair, right? So in the very first panel, you get Poison Ivy there with just those gorgeous kind of white, just strings. They look just like they're string on this kind of this wash tree behind it. And then this is the story of Paula, this young woman, is finally being revealed to Poison Ivy, and so it's kind of event by event going through the major events of her life, where it ultimately ends, over on the right-hand page, on page 30, kind of walking into the forest. And there's something about that page. I kind of don't know where to begin because there's so much. The panel 3 on page 28, where you see she's looking out a window towards Gotham City, and Gotham City is reflected in the window that she's looking through. It is just. And it's all done in wash. It is just absolutely insane. It is just gorgeous, and that's right 2 panels away under from that incredible Poison Ivy, and then just the detail that Mike and this is all wash. It's just incredible. And then on the right hand side of the page with Paula kind of popped out, over those middle 3 panels. There's something about it that feels very much like the work that he did on The Stand. I don't know why that's in my head, but it just made me think of that. I don't know if it's just kind of the hunched over figure or something, but maybe I'm completely off base. It just made me think of that. But also how he chose to illustrate those panels with, the bench, that 3rd panel down, where you just have, it's just basically a panel of snow and then footsteps walking away, leading to her, popped out figure there. But just how this is just like a masterclass in how to temper kind of tonality and color and balance on these pages. At the page 30, that last panel of Poison Ivy, just the way that is illustrated and how he illustrated the tear there with, again, that's the panel and everything fades up to black, and there's no snow there. I mean, it's there on Poison Ivy, but it is black that borders the top of that. These pages are just sublime. They are so spectacularly beautiful. And you're right, Ruben, they look dynamite when displayed together like this, because it's just
look at what you and I had said privately, right? When we were discussing it, and he says the exact same thing. You can't stop looking at the first and last ones, right? And those are the only 2 Ivy panels, right? And Paula is the girl that's in all the wash panels. So the 2 bookend panels, those are the only 2 images of Ivy, and just outstandingly spectacular.
Without question, they are spectacular, but there is so much goodness that's going on in between those two things.
Yeah, exactly. Like Carl had said, the first thing that I had noticed when I first looked at them was the first page, panel 3, right?
Yes.
The reflection, right?
Totally.
The reflection. It's like over the cityscape, Apollo looking. Oh my God, that's
it was the exact same way for me. Like and then I found my way up to the poison ivy. It was that third panel. I'm right with you, Carl. Totally. And you know, in page 30 we get the swamp thing. Just you haven't even shown the color.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get to it in a second.
Yeah, because the color is fabulous.
Stanley, the reason for the wash is because it's a flashback.
Yeah.
So that's how you kind of get you help the colorists to get to help them, you know how to color to get the special effect to make so that the reader understands that it's a flashback without being told that it's a flashback, So here, let me show you guys the color version.
Yeah, it's like the story is being revealed to Poison Ivy here.
Right.
Like there's been something has made the trees feral. Something has turned something has called together all the Parliament of Green. Something has thrown off the balance. Something has made the trees grab these people and their pets and whatever. That's kind of our way into the story here. And it's finally being revealed here on pages 28 and 30 what it was. And it was this young girl and her journey, that was just really fraught with a lot of peril and ultimately tragedy. And you can see the effect that it has on Poison Ivy at the bottom, that just incredibly lit panel on page 30, just absolutely stunning. But superlative work. I mean, this is just, the wash of this is just so beautiful. Like even just the people, just her sleeping on the park bench in that first panel on page 30.
Yeah,
but, you look at
that park bench. Yeah, that park bench panel and the top, the top
with the trees that go off into the distance, and then all of the snow on parts, and it's all wash. I mean, it's all wash. It's just something about Paula.
Yeah. Well, again, Stanley, we always say, most of us are in agreement that even when the colors does a good job, we still say that it's never quite as nice as the black and white, right? We just we want to see the line art, and
I do completely agree. But Stanley, I would be interested to hear your thoughts when you read it in the context of the book, because this comes at a spot. We've seen a lot of the pages kind of around it. I don't remember exactly the pages, but the art that we've been looking at tonight has been a lot of, they've been dark pages that have been in kind of the underground and stuff like that. And here's a slight moment of lightness where the Paula's story is unfolding itself. And so I would be curious to hear what you think when you read the book and see how you think the tone of these two colored pages influences that experience of reading the full book. This is a little out of context here because we're just showing you this, and then the colors after we've been ranting and raving about the washes and they are so exquisitely balanced that it is jarring to see the colors like in this context. But I think that in the context of the full book, you might feel differently. You might not, but I would be curious to hear your thoughts on it, because it's these are two different pages. They're right at the heart of the book.
Yeah. And by the way, guys, when I put the stuff and I send out the email, if you're on my mailing list, do go check out the art. Like, even if you're not planning on buying anything, check it out. And particularly these two pages, check them both out. Because you'll be able to see them at regular size. It's so much. Obviously, you can get a better view of it when you can see it at full size. So well worth checking out just for that.
And that last panel of Poison Ivy on page 30, just so.
CJ says, I like the colors on the earlier pages, but these two, chef's kiss of washes.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. 100%. 100%.
All right. Okay, everybody, excellent. Thank you very much for letting us spend so much time on that. It was fun. That's what I wanted to just Just what I wanted to do. I wanted to tell everybody what we love about this stuff, and yeah, it's just fun to talk about art we love. So
For sure.
They're bigger than 11 Sentient on my TV. I'm sure they are, Carl. I'm sure they are.
How big is your living room, Carl? Because we should all go over there. We should all go over there and broadcast up there, and we should all just hang out and have a live, chat there.
Yeah.
That man seemed big.
Right.
It's just beautiful, beautiful work. Those 2 pages, Ruben. Oh my goodness,
for sure.
Right.
For sure. Okay, everybody. So this is the last piece we got coming up. Thank you for having tuned in this long. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Good to have
those of you who are watching also on Rewind, appreciate you. Thank you.
Yes.
And so let's check this last one. For this last one, I know because a lot of the pieces that I selected for tonight were, chosen more for aesthetic, right? The technique and aesthetics about the technique. More so than, let me pick all the best appearances of Swamp Thing, But of course, I did want to pick at least one extra banger Swamp Thing focused image with Poison Ivy too. So for the last page, it's not a splash; it's a panel page, but exactly. It's a great panel page. Love it. If you want one of the better Swamp Thing focused panel pages, this is one of them. So check it out. And Jason, let me know what you think about this page. Check it out.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's just crazy.
Yeah, that's outrageous. That's I love the crisscross with the first panel and the last panel being Swamp Thing diagonally, right? One is almost a full body shot, and the last one is that extreme. Again, Mike's classic extreme close-ups of rage. For that panel alone is worth the price of admission, I find,
It's and what is really cool about this is that, this is Swamp Thing. Obviously, enough is enough. And I mean, he literally says that in the last panel, but he'd been sort of preaching to Poison Ivy through the whole rest of this thing, like, hey, there's a different context here. We need to think of this in terms of the whole, and we need to be patient. And all the other Parliament of Green people or organisms were saying that same thing, and Poison Ivy was saying, no, there's impetus to get this done now. Let's take this now, and this is Swamp Thing just reaching his limit, right? Like, no, this needs to be finished. And there's just that panel 4 of Swamp Thing just like ripping out those roots is just so incredibly dramatic to me. It just is like the effort that he is exerting there, and it seems really visceral. Like there's something very arterial, right, about these roots that are kind of grabbing them and holding them. It's like literally the arteries, the lifeblood of these trees are going, and Swamp Thing has resisted violence against it about this, but it's just too much. Like he has to act here, and it is just, oh my goodness gracious, it's just just really a lot of power, a lot of emotion, and it's just, again, the beautiful art. And Corey, right. Have a good evening. Thank you for joining us, and I'm right with you on lot 18. I'm trying to resist that silence because it's just so beautiful. Yeah. Good night, Corey. Thank you for being here with us, for hanging out.
Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Have a good one, man. Jason, show. Have a great week. Have a great week, Jason. Thanks for hanging out all the way through. Wow, it's been a while since you've been able to do that. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Have a great week, man. Thank you. And Cobby, good show, fellows. Great commentary, Jason. Mike's artwork is incredible as usual. Looking forward to the website drop. Awesome, Cobby. Thank you so much, bud.
Thanks, Cobby.
Appreciate it, man. Hyder, look at it. Hyder coming in late, catching up. Every page is awesome. Thanks, pal.
Right? Yes.
And we have a late purchase. Let's see if we can hold on. Is it 09 Maki Poo Poo? Let's see. So let me go to it. This nice. One is 09 Maki Poo Poo. Can you let me know? Can you just confirm this is the one on the screen that you are claiming, just so we can make it official? Yes. Okay. And he says 09. Yes, sir. Awesome. Oh, congrats, man. And thank you so much.
Yeah, that's a great page. That's a great page.
Awesome.
I don't know if we remarked on, you were talking about Poison Ivy's, rolling her eyes at Swamp Thing a couple lots back. I mean, again,
right.
the panel 4 right there with her, it seems like that's just a great page.
I love it. Yeah. Again, the expressions, right? The expression in the second inset panel, so the third panel, and then like everybody was mentioning when we first showed it, the extreme close up in the bottom, the last inset panel, the last panel, right?
Yeah.
I mean, phenomenal stuff. So
yeah.
Thank you.
Lucky Poo Poo, congrats.
And confirm. Yeah, thank you. Great page at a great price. Oh, excellent. Thank you, Kavi. That's very nice of you. And Stevie B says, last panel equals collective expression of the chat when they realized the show was ending. Like, what? Awesome, Steve. I appreciate it. That's awesome. Great comment. You get the comment of the night award. That's really awesome. Oh, Comic Art Boston is saying, thanks, Jason.
Thank you, Comic Art Boston. Good heavens. It was my pleasure.
Thank you, Cap. I appreciate it. Thank you. And he is making an official purchase of buy.
Right.
Oh, let me see. Let me go back to that to make it official.
Yes. Ooh. Excellent choice.
Let me see. Yeah. So it's page 37. And that's 450. That's for Cab. And now that means you've got the 37 and 40. Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you. And congratulations. Thank you, Cab. Very much appreciated.
Great pickup. Great page.
Mike will be very happy. Mike knows what a great fan of his work you are, so I know he will appreciate that you picked up a couple of pieces. So that's great. And some congrats from Rick Tamaki Poo for his pickup. And Stanley says, great buy, Cab. Was debating that page. Maki Poo, thank you. Great prices on these. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you to say, Tom. Nice combo pair of pickups. Yeah, absolutely. You're very welcome. And nice, Cab. Yeah, you guys are interrupting them with your buys. Jason Ruben in the chat. Fab Art got to run. Cool, man. I appreciate it. As always, CJ, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Oh, look at that, Sean. Above average. We're not just average, Jason. We're not just average tonight. We're above average.
Right on. Excellent.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, man. That's awesome. Good to see you as always. I love it. Love it when you're here. Thank you. That's cool. Another nice one. Cab, yeah, absolutely. Nice balanced page with great top and bottom panels. Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Thank you. And thank you. Yes, of course. Look at that. Dave Kwok is still here. Congrats on all buyers. Great show. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah. So, okay. So nobody took that last. Wow. Nobody took the last one. That's sweet. That's why that's why I actually don't mind when I do sacrifice, like, the more, the ones that are like, with the content that I think most people would want, right? The hero in most panels. That's why in a show like this, I don't mind sacrificing more of those pages just to show stuff about technique and talking about the technique. Because as you saw with that last page, I thought, oh, somebody's going to grab this for sure, because it's like one of the best panel pages if you want the main character Swamp Thing, right? And yet nobody grabbed it. So that's why, right? So there you go. So that's why it makes me feel right in making that decision to just show other pages for technique. Because if you're not grabbing that last page, well, are you going to grab the other pages that I would have put with Swamp Thing on them? You know what I mean? That aren't as nice as that one. Who knows, right? So yeah, that's it.
Well, if you like technique, this book has pages that are dripping with it, right? I mean, it's
for sure. Tom, thank you very much. I appreciate you letting me know. I don't know who that was. I hope that whoever it was, I hope that their privacy settings allow me to see their name. That would be good to shout them out next week by name. So, so thank you. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Jason, hope to see you more often on this show. Such knowledge of and passion for the medium, and so humble and modest as well.
You're far too kind. Thank you, Kevin. It's my pleasure. I mean, love Ruben. Well,
thanks, Rodney. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. And let's keep in touch. Oh, Jeff is still here. Wow. Good night. Congratulations to the buyers. Nice art. Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, take good care, man.
Appreciate you. I kind of appreciate you. I don't know. I can say that to him. You know, it's okay. Look forward to the drop of the remaining day. Yeah, and so as do I. Be on the lookout for that email anytime this week. And to give you guys a hint, it's usually more likely that it would be in the earlier part of the week than the later part. It all depends. I usually don't even decide until the last kind of minute or the night before or the morning of, whatever. So yeah, it's whenever I can fit the time in to do it amongst, you know, everything else that I'm doing. So but yeah, just be on the lookout for that email. All right. Thank you, everybody. And there we go. Good night, Jeff. Later, Jeff. He's already gone. He doesn't spend much time here. Only way the show gets better is if Ruben drops an informer licky boom boom down. Snow's awesome, man. What can I say? Thanks, Carl.
Thanks, Rick.
Thank you, Rick. Appreciate it. We'll talk soon. Thank you. Plum song aside, Ruben. No way. You didn't. You told me it was different, but you didn't tell me if you actually liked it or not. I have a feeling the answer is it's too different, and you don't like it so much because it's too different. But that's all right. That's all right. Good night, Kat. Thank you. Talk to you soon. Exactly 3 hours and 1 minute now because we're still yapping. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it. Have a great week yourself. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
And there it is. Thanks, fellas. Have a great week. Thank you, Carl. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you,
Carl. Got better, Carl, for sure. Look at that. Night, Coffee. Thanks to all of you. And let me ain't got no home, guys, but you what ain't got to go home, guys, but you can't stay here. There you go. I'm gonna leave you all out. Thank you. Good night to you, of course, as well, Maki Poo Poo.
Good night,
and Rogue.
Thank you,
thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for dropping in. Yes. And I'm gonna leave you guys out as usual with the reminder thumbnail for next week's episode of Comic Art Hangout, episode 32 with Nicky B. So yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Really appreciate you all being here as always, of course. Oh, Cab says a perfectly balanced show, great commentary, and art for sale as well. Thank you. Appreciate that, Cab. Thank you. So yeah, you guys, if you can make it next week, I think it promises to be a lot of fun. I only hope and pray that Nicky B makes it and doesn't make me have to reschedule one more time. So please come by, check it out. But you know what always happens here, even regardless of whether he cancels on me again or not, I will be here at the same time, same channel. We'll do something else. If it's not with Nick, it'll be doing something else. So for sure, we'll be here regardless. And sorry, great show. See you next week. Hey, Mickey was here all along, very quietly. What's up, Mickey? Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. See you next week. Will Nick sell art? No, not to my knowledge, but if he wants to, he can. Same bad time, same bad channel. Exactly. Thanks, Tom. As always, appreciate you. And yeah, you too, Mike. Next week is in a holiday week. Yeah, what's the holiday for you guys next week? What's the holiday? Oh, is it Thanksgiving already?
No,
I thought that was at the end of the month.
It is. Yeah. I don't know what the weekend is, or the holiday weekend is next week. Let me.
Oh, and Steve says, good night and be thankful you're in Canada, Ruben, and don't have to deal with Tuesday's election. Trust me, Steve. Trust me. Oh, it's Veterans Day, Mike is saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that'll be what? Everybody gets Monday off for that or something? I don't know. All I know is you guys show up even when I do my Christmas and New Year's shows. Christmas Day, New Year's Day, Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. You guys show up anyways. So Veterans Day, you guys will be here regardless. And trust me, Steve, I do got to deal with it. I deal with it just as much as you guys do. The only difference between me and you guys is I don't get a vote. Okay? So that's all I'm going to say about that. But yeah, have a great one, guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Yeah, there you go. Well, not from the beginning, though, Tom. I think you weren't here at the beginning. Were you? But anyways, I know you'll be here. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. So, yeah, thanks, guys, again. And, yeah, that's it. Be here. Don't forget Nick's show on Friday, of course, and then be back here on Sunday to see Nick again, hopefully. All right. Peace, everybody. Thank you so much. And again, as always, Go Blue.